Hello and welcome to your 2017-2018 season opener game featuring your Belen Wolverines as they take on American Heritage Del Rey. I'm Raul Rodriguez,
And I'm Benjamin Kier.
and here we're going to be giving you a live look at what's going to be happening on Coach Eddie Delgado's first head coach game of the actual season. It's going to be an interesting game. Belen coming off a huge win against LaSalle, 31-7. Big plays coming from Don Chaney and their quarterback Santi Venegas entering his first year as a starter on varsity.
We also have some great running backs and quarterbacks. We have Santi as a quarterback, great scrambler, has a great passing rate. Through 0 interceptions in his preseason game, we have Don Chaney, who is one of the fastest people Belen has ever seen, if not the fastest. And we have some great advantages on the field, defensively and offensively.
And as you can see, the captains are now heading off the field. And their captains are going to be for Belen, number 7, Robert Martinez, number 99, Bobby Lacasso. Number 65 is going to be Andy Gomez. And hold on, folks, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer.
Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the blessings you've showered upon us since July 31st, the first day of football this fall. In the middle of the heated summer, the players, coaches, and trainers for both teams were ready for some football. And today at the season opener, the first game of the 2017 varsity football season, they are really ready for some football. We stretch out a kind welcome to our prestigious visitors, American Heritage Delray Beach, and wish them a very successful season. We pray for a hard-fought game in the trenches with occasional bombs and blitzes. We pray for a clean game, free from any injuries. Finally, we pray in a very special way for the new head football coach at Belen Jesuit, Coach Eddie Delgado. May the sun always shine upon him so he can more easily transmit his love for the game to his players, coaches, and fans. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Lady of Belen, please remain standing for the national anthem.
And we're back. That was Father Frank Primor leading us in our prayer. And we do have a correction. One of the captains was number 65, Matthew Schultz, not Andres Gomez. That was an error. But now we're back. And the game is just about to begin. Wolverines playing against the Stallions, and the Belen senior class has come out today wearing their cowboy attire in contradiction to the Stallions. If you look closer, you can see some unicorn masks, some horse masks, and generally a good turnout for the senior class.
All right, guys, as everyone gets prepared on the field, we will be prepared to start our play-by-play. So,
Belen will be kicking off the ball to the Stallions. Back to receive for the Stallions is number 3, Jamari Laster on the left side. Accompanied by number 12, Greg Bain.
now Jamari is a wide receiver and cornerback, so he has experience catching and that sort of thing. He is a senior. He is 5'8", weighing in at 155 pounds. The kicker is getting prepared.
Javin Rice already having offers from Vanderbilt. He's committed actually, and he's had a great season. He had a great season last season, and he didn't miss any field goals this past game against LaSalle. So we should be expecting a great game from him today. Here we go, prepping for the kick. You can hear the chants from the senior class as the talcum powder flies in the air.
Javin Rice set the kickoff.
Javin Rice ready. And here we
Javin
go.
gives the signal to run. And that's a touchback.
Kickoff sails through the end zone. Touchdown.
Stallions will take the ball at the 25. It'll be first and 10.
That is a pretty good start on the field for them. Let's see what they can do with their upcoming possession.
Out on defense for the Wolverines, a cornerback number 22, Andres Miles on the left side, and opposite to him is number 3, Gabriel Aparicio, who is already committed to Valdosta State. So we're looking for a big game from both of them at the corner position.
On the field, we also have number 7, Robert Martinez.
Safety, he's an aggressive one. Very fast and not afraid to hit hard. Make up for that size. Goes deep on the first play.
Oh! And it is an incomplete pass to number 5, Connor Hensley.
That almost looked like it was going to be a catch. Got one hand on it. Looked like he was going to bring it in, but unfortunately the ball fell out.
It was a great play, though, and it is warning the Wolverines that they can make some big plays, such as the first one that we just saw there. Now it appears that their quarterback is John Dunmore.
And it's going to be a run to the outside.
Oof, and that's a hard hit to the leg. That'll be down at the 30.
And it was a run that went for 10 yards. On the tackle was number 3, Gabriel Aparicio. Actually, no. Ivan Pachon, Gabriel Aparicio with the assisted tackle. And it looks like John Dunmore, who normally plays receiver and free safety, will be taking the snaps to start this game for the Stallions. First and 10, handoff.
It's a handoff to number 2, who trips up. Oh, and there's a little bit of a fight there. Number 7 had a late hit on number 2, and number 2 is clearly not happy based on his reaction. The referees immediately came in and did a good job of avoiding a potential fight.
Goes Robert Martinez with that bump at the end of the play.
Number 2 is going to get brought down again. Now, number 2, in case you're wondering, is Dallas Small. He's the running back, 5'9", 175 pounds.
Run went for no gain, stuffed right at the line. That'll bring up third down for the Stallions. See what the Wolverine defense can do right here on the first third down of the game.
Wolverines have a great defense, and they're prepared to do whatever it takes to get the ball back into their hands on the offensive side. Now, back to number 5, who does not make the catch. It is an incomplete pass, and that's a 4th down.
There again, Gabriel Aparicio with the great pass defense, getting his hands in Connor Hensley's face, effectively patting down the ball. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Stallions, which will then come out to punt. Out to punt for the Stallions is going to be number 17, Lucas Matias. Back to receive is none other than Don Cheney Jr., number 1.
Don Cheney has had a great career with Belen so far, doing very well. He's only a junior right now, and he is a sophomore. Ooh!
Flag on the play, late hit from number 44.
Punt is muffed. However, there is a flag. It was an early hit, you could tell just by the fact that Don didn't even have his hands on the ball yet, right as it hit it, and he got hit from the front.
onto that penalty. Good call by the officials. Obvious penalty there.
And the Wolverines will be starting from
Looks like they're going to be taking the ball from the 40. Oh, no, they're going to move the ball up. So a 15-yard penalty, and they will start on the opponent's 45-yard line.
wow, that is a great position for Belen, especially with their quarterback and the kind of offense they have. Clearly, last game they showed what they had, and they showed that they can perform in stressful situations, especially against a team like LaSalle.
Wolverines moving from a wing T offense to spread defense now with spread offense now with Coach Eddie Delgado heading the team. So you're going to look for more passing plays from the Wolverines as opposed to last season where they ran the rock more often.
Now, the good thing is they do have some great wide receivers, and I do have to keep on mentioning this because they have a great player named Don Chaney, number 1, and he can really get them out of some sticky situations on third downs, and he has proved it in the past years. So we look forward to watching a season full of great runs for him.
Out wide, you have number 2, Nate Payne, who's also a threat in the open field. He had a big game last week against LaSalle.
And there's a flag thrown down.
Not sure what it is yet. Ball's handed off to Don Chaney there, running to the outside. There's going to be encroachment penalty. That'll move the ball up 5 yards. The Wolverines will now take over at the 40-yard line.
Ball spotted on the 39.
As you can see, coming out to the field is number 3, Gabriel Aparicio. He plays both ways. An effective running back and wide receiver. He has a pair of hands. And he's got that quick speed to make up for it on the defensive side of the ball.
Play starts off. Number 9, the quarterback, fires a pass. Number 2 is open, and that's going to drive a touchdown in for the Wolverines. 6-0. And number 2, Nathaniel Payne, who's a wide receiver, quarterback, and cornerback, clearly showed his catching skills right there on that play.
What you saw there was Wolverines going more to a passing offense. Santiago Venegas rolling out on a play-action pass, looking deep to Nate Payne, who was all alone at the back of the end zone. And that was some easy 6 points for the Wolverines. 39 yards on the completion. Touchdown by Nate Payne.
It was a great play, too. Nathaniel Payne was able to get out of the grip of the cornerbacks and the safeties and was able to make his own way and be left open for a great play, as we just saw.
Looked like there was some blown coverage on the Stallions' part.
Stallion coach is not very happy on the sidelines, as we can tell. He's giving his defense a speech, hoping that if they cannot get it going on defense, they can get it going on offense. It seems to be a sort of break. The coach is talking to the defense.
Yeah, it appears there's an injured Wolverine on the sideline to the far left, closer to the end zone. As of now, we cannot tell you who it is, but there are coaches and staff surrounding the player. We'll give you updates as soon as we know who the player
Today's
is.
game is proudly sponsored by Max Value Insurance Group, a family-owned insurance company
Timeout
helping
due
you
to
rise from
injury.
adversity.
And this game is brought to you by Max Insurance, or Max Value Insurance.
Help you with all your insurance needs.
And the Stallion defense will come back onto the field, and the Wolverine kicking team will come on. First time you're going to see them today. Early score from the Wolverines. The score is now 7-0. Wolverines lead, or 6-0. 7 with the extra point.
Hopefully, if that goes down well. We have a great kicker on our team. He's number 85. His name is Javin Rice. And earlier in practice, we were quite impressed seeing him kicking it from the 45-yard line. So that was a pretty impressive kick, and he would make them repetitively. So he has the skills. Great kicker. Was a soccer player. We're not sure if he still is, but he definitely has played soccer in the past with Belen and has performed great in both sports.
I remember the day he came onto the football team. He was practicing soccer on the football field, and head coach of the JV team, Coach Mario Pino, saw him practicing and asked him to come over and do some kicks for us. And sooner or later, he joined the team and started kicking for the Wolverines, and here he is varsity and already having committed to Vanderbilt University, a prestigious university. And he's following in his brother's footsteps, Tavish Rice, who is now kicking for Princeton. So I guess you could say kicking runs in the family.
Yep, and your score is now 7-0. The referee is getting ready to put the ball on the line. Our mascot Waldo is walking around greeting fans and sitting down, taking a nice break inside of his hot outfit. So what a great start for the Wolverines, guys. I mean, we still have 8 minutes and 57 seconds left in the first, and we already have a touchdown, so that's a great early start. Again, we have number 85, Javin Rice, out to kick it from the 40.
That touchdown was very characteristic of what we saw last game. Most touchdowns going for big plays. We did have an early touchdown of the game from Don Chaney running about 50-plus yards, but ended up getting called back on a block in the back. But however, all the other plays that resulted in touchdowns were for big yardage. So that's another thing you're going to be seeing in this game. A lot of big plays coming from Don Chaney, and as you saw right now, Nick Payne.
Yep.
Here comes the kick. Javin Rice once again. Second time we've seen him out for a kickoff.
Signals his team to start running. Kicks it off, and
It will be taken out.
Touchback. Number 3 was the one who received that. Jamari Leister, who is a cornerback and wide receiver, as we said earlier, a senior. And wow, guys, this game is going great for the Wolverines so far, we just have to say. We're doing very well on the defensive and offensive side. And we look forward to seeing more from them this season. However, the Stallions are no joke. They are a pretty good team, so you do want to watch out. Because as you saw in the first play that they had, they definitely have the capability of making a big play just like us. Number 2 with the rush. Ooh, that's a good run there. And he's down. Oh, nope, he's not. There we go. He's finally down at the 46-yard line.
That was Dallas Smalls who broke a couple times. There was a flag on the play, but he broke many tackles. Looked like he was down for a second there, but he kept moving those legs and managed to pick up about 20-yard plus gain.
As we can see, guys, we don't have too much information on him, but we can tell from what we have observed, he is a great runner. His agility is phenomenal, as we just saw, and he definitely has the capability of juking out a couple players. And as Raul said, he moves his feet, and he was able to stay up on what looked like a for sure tackle there. So
Finally bringing him down was number 22, Andy Mazza. It would have been a bad play if it not had been for the secondary getting to him in time. It's going to bring up first down once again for the Stallions.
Stallions coming back with a little bit of flair after their coach gave them a speech. They know that to come back in this game, they will need to score, because just as the Stallions are no joke, the Stallions know the same thing about the Wolverines. They can perform in many different great ways on their football team.
On the defense, you're going to see the same players. Somebody we haven't talked about yet is number 32, Gabriel Estrada. He has been playing on varsity for 2 years now. He's a great player, a leader to this team. He's co-captain with number 3, Gabe Aparicio. Both of those defensive players are outstanding, big hitters in the back of the end zone. They can make some noise in the back. And you're going to be seeing a lot of action from them too when the ball's thrown in their area.
So, guys, as you can see, we're watching out for this play. It's a handoff to number 2. Clearly, they trust him with the ball. Wow, and he's finally taken down by Foreman. Again, that was number 2, Dallas Small. Great running back. He's also become a defensive back in his recent years. So he is a junior. He is 5'9", 185 pounds. So, yeah, great runner. Another handoff. Oh, but he doesn't get too far this time, seeing as one of the linemen read the play and was immediately able to get to him to stop a potential touchdown.
Another run. We're going to be looking to the run after that first drive, which was mostly a pass. It didn't result in anything. So we're going to be seeing a lot more handoffs. Oh, this time it's a pass.
Oh, and that looked like it was going to be thrown away. Or he looked like he was trying to get it to number 12. Mr. Greg Bain. However, Greg was running into the end zone and didn't seem to see it. They take Greg Bain out of the game. Number 13 going to have a talk with one of his teammates really quickly. And number 1, it seems to be that they are lining up for a run play with, again, Smalls right behind number 1, their quarterback, John Dunmore. Just as I said, a handoff. He gets through. Oh, boy. Oh, he's going. But number 17 is able to bring him down right at the 10. So they are officially in the red zone. Smalls having a great game so far.
That was number 17, Aramis Castaño. Used to play quarterback back in JV. He backed up Santiago Venegas, but they decided he'd be more effective as a linebacker. And as you saw there, he's making a tackle on a varsity team. And he is a junior, so look out for him in this game. As you can see, the defense hasn't had an answer for Dallas Smalls as he's just running through the defense. As they're going to be taking a break right here.
Dallas Smalls is sort of like a Le'Veon Bell figure. He knows the exact time when he needs to run, has great vision on the field, knows where he needs to go, knows where he needs to make the cuts, and he's clearly shaking up this defense and wearing them down.
Just wouldn't stop and go. They couldn't bring him down. Took about 3 guys before Aramis finally wrapped around him and brought him to the turf. First down once again for the Stallions as they are approaching the end zone. Trying to get a score up on the board here as they gave up that early touchdown to the Wolverines. They now trail 7-0. The Wolverines on top.
They sure are. And so we're watching the offense go back out. Seem to have a plan ready. Number 9 is going in. Number 2 seems to still be. Oh, and they're going back into their coach.
Water break this time.
Same thing for the Wolverines, getting a little bit of water, getting hydrated up. This is a very stressful moment for them as it's only 7-0. And as we've seen, the Stallions have a great team and have the potential to, instead of red zone,
Score some touchdowns
yeah,
when they're in red zone territory.
yep.
Haven't really had a chance to see Wolverine offense. They did go up for that one play, which resulted in a touchdown. So haven't really seen too much of what they're going to be running today. If what they did that first drive is going to work, then let's roll with it. But for now, all we've seen is a passing play from Santi.
All right, guys. So they're getting lined up. The Stallions are actually on the 12-yard line, correction. Oh, number 1 to Smalls again. Smalls gets through. Number 4 brings. Ooh, wow, that is a hard hit to the back of Smalls. Wonder if he's injured there.
On the tackle was number 4, Ivan Pachon.
Ooh.
Almost didn't get to him in time. That would have gone for 6. And there is, looks like, number 33, George Viscarano, slow to get up. He was assisting the tackle there, and he probably got hit by one of his fellow teammates on the play. In comes number 26, Joshua Sloan, to sub out for George, as he will be looked at on the sidelines by the medical staff.
Smalls seems to be okay after what looked like a very hard hit to his upper back. Seemed like as if he would have been shaken, but clearly he's still perfectly fine, ready to roll. Another handoff to Smalls. Smalls, ooh, getting dogpiled this time. The one with the first touch, I believe, is number 17.
Aramis Castaño, and again with a tackle from him.
He is a middle linebacker and a tight end, so we know he can perform on both ways. A lot of Belen's players do go both ways, and they are very good.
We have a lot of athletic players who can play both defense and offense, have great speed, one covering, and on offense have great speed and good hands to make those big plays. And I'm just going to bring up third down. Another handoff, and
that's going to be a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen, to make it 7-6. Smalls with the touchdown. Smalls clearly showing that he can run the entire field if he's given the opportunity, and he really proved himself there as a starter. So that's definitely something that going into the half or going into the end of the quarter, the coaches will review and they will have to look out for. They will have to get a better grip on the running defense, but I'm sure they can do it. Oh, and the kick is almost blocked. However, it is good, making it 7-7. It's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Belen and the Stallions are heading to their sidelines and getting a quick water break and just doing their thing. We've seen no major injuries, which is good. Not any injuries at all, actually. Just that one in the corner there, it seemed to be having something to do with the calf or some sort of Charlie horse, which is good. Nothing major. We already have the Stallions back out on the field to play defense. They are ready to be able to block and get the offensive turn on this to turn this game around, seeing as they already have tied the game. Wolverines are definitely on the alert now.
And back to that last touchdown, Wolverines really haven't had an answer for this running game. Last year, Gabriel Aparicio, who almost blocked that field goal, had about 3 field goals on the season. So he told me personally he's trying to break his personal record and the state record if possible and get a ton of blocked field goals this season. And the kick will go out of bounds. That's going to be a flag. Wolverines will take over from their own 40. Great field position to start the drive.
It sure is. So we are watching. We have some great players on the field. As we know, we have Robert Martinez, we have Don Chaney, we have Nathaniel Payne, we have Gabriel Aparicio, we have our quarterback, Santi, who's great. We also have many veterans here that are really showing up to the plate today. So
it's like Gabriel Aparicio had that early pass deflection that set up the Wolverines to get on the ball and score on that opening drive. Nate Payne, easy pass completion. He was left wide open at the back of the end zone, and Santi Venegas put it perfectly in his hands. And now they're going to do a re-kick, and back to receive the kick is going to be, again, number 1, Don Chaney, and number 3, Gabriel Aparicio.
In case you're just tuning in, guys, the score is 7-7. I am Benjamin Cure. My partner here is Raul Castro. Rodriguez. And so there's the re-kick. Goes back.
And
hits the ground. Oh, and another flag is thrown.
Kick goes out of bounds. Penalty.
It's another penalty. A second time in a row, Stallions have kicked the ball out of bounds, and looks like
it may be a possible re-kick at this point. Someone we haven't talked about a
lot on this team is going to have to be the wide receivers, who haven't really gotten too much action so far. We have Ethan Ramirez, small guy, good hands, very elusive and quick on the field. And once you see him going, he's going to have a great game. Just haven't found the ball to him yet, because as we all know, Wolverines scored on their opening possession, so haven't seen too much action from other parts of the offense.
One of the unsung heroes so far for American Heritage is their number 24, Marcel Quince. He seems to be a great player. Nobody's really observed him yet. However, observing up here from the press box with our view, you've seen him making consecutive blocks, doing his part. It's just not enough to manage the entire defense, but he has done great. So there's the kick from number 17, and John Chaney with the catch. Runs it. Go. Oh. Ooh, wow. Ooh, that's a pretty good play there. And he gets us all the way to the 44-yard line.
Good run by Don Chaney. Saw the open lane, juked out one man in the backfield, managed to pick up a couple extra yards when hit by when contacted.
Almost got past those two players after a spin move. Just didn't spin the way he wanted to. So
that was the third kickoff attempt by the Stallions. First two going out of bounds for penalties. And now the Wolverine offense will take over once again. Let's see what they have in store after that early touchdown during their first possession.
Again, guys, this game is brought to you. One of our sponsors is Max Value Insurance. Get your free insurance quote today from them and see how much you can save. Number 1, Don Chaney with the run. And he seems to have an open field in front of him.
All the way
to the end zone for a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Don Chaney Jr. with a touchdown. Wow, his first of the game, and it's not even the end of the quarter yet. What a great run by Don Chaney. He has definitely proven that his speed and agility can get him very far, mentally and figuratively.
I mean, what did you expect from a player like Don Chaney? He's known for his big plays, and we just saw one right there, taking a small running play and turning it in for a 50-plus yarder. That's the kind of things you're going to be seeing from a player who already has offers from big-name universities such as Syracuse and University of Miami. So we're looking out for him this entire game.
Also, that was a 56-yard run to be exact. It has been counted by the officials. Now they seem to be lining up from the kick. Again, your kicker is number 85. In case you're just tuning in, Javin Rice, a great kicker, has proved himself consecutively. And he has a great backstory as how he joined the team. That was a field goal by Javin. So now
there's a flag on the play, so we're going to have a re-kick, it looks like, or it might have been a penalty on the Wolverines, but can't really tell for now. All we know is going to have another kick. Javin Rice once again out to take the kick for the Wolverines.
Javin getting lined up for a big play. Kicks it, and it is good.
Through the uprights once again. Nothing else.
Ooh, there seems to be someone on the floor. He gets up, which is good. It seemed to be an injury at first. Clearly, he's perfectly fine. It was number 99 for Bobby Lacasa, who was a defensive end and a tight end for the Wolverines.
Bobby Lacoste is a pretty big guy. Very scary man when you're on the opposite side. He's a defensive end. He's very quick off the edge and can definitely make some big plays, especially with the tackling game. He is a hard hitter and will make you pay for it if you come his way.
He sure will. Number 85, again, Javin is kicking it off. Javin having a great game, kicking it very well, getting field goals when necessary. We look forward to a great season from him, and he actually has a great backstory as to how he joined the varsity team.
He was kicking the soccer ball around on the football field, and then JV coach Mario Pino saw him practicing, and he said, hey, why don't you come over and try kicking some field goals for us? He came over, started kicking the ball around, saw some potential in him, and sooner than later he joined the team, and he's now kicking for varsity. He has had a great career thus far, few misses, and he's now committed to Vanderbilt University. So that gives you an idea of how good he really is.
Indeed, and what a great story from him. One of those moments that is a really blessing in disguise. A great kicker for the team. Oh, and the puff is muffed by number 3. However, it is a touchback. That was number 3, Jamari Laster, who tried to catch that. However, didn't go his way, slipped right through his hands. We see number 2 going off into the sidelines for the Wolverines. Nathaniel Payne was a wide receiver, quarterback, and cornerback. Has mostly been playing as we've seen, on the offensive side as wide receiver. So we look forward to seeing some great plays from some great games.
And now the defense for the Wolverines back onto the field. Going to see if they have an answer for the Stallions' run game, as you saw last drive. They just ran the ball through the Wolverine defense.
Ooh, that's a pass play. Number 9 gets brought down
By number
Gabriel
32,
Estrada.
Gabriel Estrada, once again, he's a big presence in the defense, a leader for all the players on that team. And there you saw a good tackle from him on number 9, Winston Hill, for a short gain.
Sure did. So they're now going to, after having a great running game, they're going to switch it up, try to confuse the Wolverines. That way they can't really find a solution to the running problem, which is exactly what they're probably going for. So
there you saw a quick huddle by the Stallions. Wolverine defense almost wasn't ready for that one. Luckily, it was a run play down the middle, and they were able to stop it. Here comes third down. See what the Wolverines can do here.
there's a hike, number 1. The quarterback going out for a scramble and runs it out of bounds. Didn't want to get hit there. Gets some nice safe play there of all the way to the 37.
Run out of bounds, but not before getting that first down. That will move the chains. So you can see John Dunmore has some legs to boot with his powerful arm. And he picks up the first down there for the Stallions.
Sure does. So we are going to be seeing a nice running game from both sides, a great passing game from both sides, as we can see. The Wolverines have already proved themselves in the passing, and the Stallions on their running. Both need to do a little bit more of each, in my opinion. But so far, they're running a great game. So the score, in case you're just tuning in on our live stream, is Belen 14, the Stallions 7. Is the possession of the Stallions at the current moment. In case you didn't watch their first drive, it was pretty. It ended up getting punted off to the Wolverines, but on their next drive, their second drive, they were able to get a great run, literally a great run from their number 2, Dallas Small, who's a great running back and was able to wear out the defense. They really weren't expecting someone of his capability. I guess they didn't prepare for something like that, but they're definitely combating it very well. However, they stopped with their running game and they decided to go for a pass play to number 9, who is Winston Hill. But then they switched back to their running game, and in a way, their quarterback, John Denmore, was going to throw the ball, and he ended up going for a scramble, not before getting the first down for a 13-yard gain. So, yeah, that's pretty much the recap for the Stallions, in case you weren't watching. The scoreboard is 14 for Belen. They've had some great kicks. 2 field goals. Their kicker has been doing great, number 85. Number 85, Javin Rice. So Stallions from their 35 are getting lined up. Number 1 hands it off to Smalls again. Smalls is going to get stopped right away. They're finally reading the play. Number 5 was the one with the first touch.
Matthew Martin, a veteran on the football team. He's been here since middle school, so he's had a long history of football. He's a very solid player, not afraid to hit hard, and a very smart one, too. He can definitely read plays, as you saw right there. He brought down the running back, Dallas Smalls, only for a short gain. So a great read by Matthew Martin.
And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to stay tuned during the halftime. We will be posting on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram an interview with one of the players or coaches that is undecided who it is yet. Stay tuned to see who it is. Oh, another scramble from, he throws it, and it's a great pass to number 9. Went right in between the 2 corners. Number 9 on their team is Winston Hill, great wide receiver. We've already seen 2 passes to him that he has caught. So, yeah, he's clearly proving himself on an offensive end.
Almost there to get the tackles. Number 6, Matthew Moreno, younger brother of Belen alumni, who also played same position as he is. So he has a lot to learn, his older brother being Matthew Moreno. And football runs in their family. He almost got to the quarterback there, but unfortunately it went for a
quick pass play to number 5, makes the catch, and it is a first down.
Not without being tackled by number 22, Andy Mazza, a very aggressive player. He's been targeted a lot this game, but he hasn't disappointed. He's brought down some players, and early in the game, he kind of disrupted the pass, which would have led to a touchdown. So, good game so far from Andy Mazza.
We have a 3-minute warning, 3 minutes left in the first quarter, in case you're wondering. Clock is ticking. Oh!
And the ball is going to be dead. Looks like it was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and it hit the floor. It must have been a miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver, and that'll bring up the next down. It's going to be second down now.
Officials didn't seem to notice what I noticed in the back there. Number 80 continued to shove number 80 on their team. Mike Morris continued to shove number 32. Probably should have been called as a late hit
and a
or
big
a late
run
push.
From number 2,
Wow.
Dallas Smalls, up the middle once again. I haven't had an answer for him this far.
Dallas Smalls seems to be fearless and will wear down the defense if they don't do something quickly about it. They were able to counter him on the last play, but this play was just no good, and he found his break, and he was able to get through. I'd say handoff again to Smalls. Oh, almost gets brought down there. It takes 5 men to get him down. The one with the first hit is number 36 for the Wolverines.
26, actually.
26,
Joshua
pardon.
Sloan. He's a sophomore, actually. It's like
Only plays middle linebacker, so you can tell he is very focused on that one position and is very experienced in that position.
And it's a pass play this time.
Oh!
Great pass breakup for number 32, Gabriel Estrada, once again
That was
reading
a
the play
great pass breakup.
and breaking it up before the receiver can make the play. Great read from Gabriel Estrada.
Pass brings up a
In case you're just tuning in, the score is 14-7. Belen Jesuit leads against the Stallions. And so far, it's a great game from both sides.
And the Stallions are going to take over the ball. Third down. This is going to be a big defensive stop from the Wolverines. They have to get something here, or else that could set up the Stallions for great field position and what could eventually be a score. And there's going to be a timeout by the Stallions. On that last play, their running back, Dallas Smalls, ran up through the middle and almost broke it for a long one, but was luckily stopped by the middle linebacker, number 26, Joshua Sloan, making the stop. Fun fact about him, he is a sophomore and already coming into his own as a great player in the Belen Wolverine team. He's backing up George Viscarano right now, a senior, another veteran who's also a great player. He did injure himself earlier this game, looked like, but he's been back on the field since. It looks like they're going to be switching him and Joshua Sloan out if his injury seems to be interfering with his play.
The Stallions lining back up on the field. We have a good turnout here, too, from both sides. We have our roaring senior section dressed as cowboys to counter the Stallions. Nice theme, and we do have a lot of 8th graders, a lot of 9th graders here. Wow, and that's a scramble from number 1. He may take it home, and gonna get wiped out from the legs, number 1 there. Hard hit to his calf.
There was a lot of confusion from the Wolverine defense there. He broke a couple he juked out a couple defenders, managed to find some open space, took it to the outside, but luckily Gabriel Estrada was there to bring him down on what would have been a touchdown. So hopefully the Wolverines can stop this run game, because whether it be the running back or the quarterback, these guys can move.
They sure can, and I believe there is a water break or a timeout coming from the
official water break, looks like. And it's still the first quarter, 1 minute 37 seconds remaining. Stallions on the brink of scoring there. They're on the 20-yard line, it appears. And they're definitely threatening the Wolverine defense right now.
After one quarter, Wolverines are holding on to a 14-7 lead.
And looks like they're going to let the clock go, and the second quarter will begin shortly. They're going to switch sides here. Wolverines will be on defense. Once again, the Stallions are close to the end zone in striking distance. As we've seen thus far, the Stallions have a great running game. Number 2, Dallas Smalls, has really been a danger to the Wolverine defense. Haven't really had an answer for him, and you saw on this previous play, their quarterback, John Dunmore, has a pair of legs too. He broke a couple tackles and juked out a couple defenders, making his way to the outside, where he was stopped by Gabriel Estrada, who's having a pretty solid game thus far, making many tackles, having that great pass breakup earlier in the game. And the Stallion offense has now lined up. We're going to have 3 receivers out wide on the left and 1 lone receiver on the right. Dallas Smalls in the backfield with John Dunmore still at quarterback. It'll be interesting to see what the Stallions do here, considering their running game has been working. Every once in a while, they're throwing a pass, though, and haven't really been too effective on that, only completing about 1 ball. So, most likely going to see a run here from the Stallions. It's going to bring up first down. So they're going to have 4 downs to capitalize on the great field position they earned. It's like they're going to be looking for how much time we have left on the field before they resume play. Second quarter has officially started. Wolverines lead 14-7 off of 2 big plays. One from Nate Payne, one from Don Chaney, and the Stallions are now ready to go. It's going to be a handoff to number 2, Dallas Smalls, up the middle, but stuffed for a short gain. And it's going to bring up second down for the Stallions. Tried to run the ball there. Let's see what happens again. Another handoff to Dallas Smalls. And once again, stopped for a very short, if not no gain. And bring up third down this time. Wolverines doing a great job stopping the run so far. And they're going to move 3 receivers out to the right this time. Have a lone receiver, number 5, Connor Hensley, on the left. Here we go. Wolverines need a big stop here. It's going to be a passing play to Connor Hensley. And there is going to be a flag on the play. Number 22, Andy Mazza in coverage. Most likely going to be a pass interference. Didn't seem like he turned his head around in time. And that's going to be another set of downs for the Stallions if it is in fact a pass interference. Ball intended for number 5, Connor Hensley, who almost caught it, but Mazza got his hands up in the air and managed to hit the ball down.
Pass interference is the call.
And yes, it is a pass interference call. And it's going to be first down for the Stallions.
Oh, hand off to number 2. He is stopped right before he reaches the touchdown. Remember, number 2 is Dallas Small.
And another stop by the Wolverines. And we're back. It's going to be fourth down for the Stallions. They're going to go for it.
Oh, boy. Number 1 is not. Oh, and he is stopped right before he gets there, which is great.
Looks like he had a lane to run to the outside, but was soon met face-to-face with Michael Moreno. He turned inside, didn't find anywhere to go, and was stopped by number 7, Robert Martinez, and number 4, Ivan Pachon, for no gain. That's going to be Wolverine ball starting deep in their own territory. Let's see what they can do here.
This definitely does give. This might have been what they were aiming for. If they didn't get the play, they would have the Wolverines all the way back. However, the Wolverines will hopefully be able to get forward as they advance to the 100 for the touchdown. Again, this game is brought to you by Max Value Insurance. You can go call or click today for a free insurance quote, see how much they can save you. Oh, Don Cheney.
He had an open lane but got tripped up from behind. Looks like they grabbed his foot there. Good thing they did, or that would have been another long run from Don Cheney.
Huddling up are the Wolverines. Number 9 is out of bounds. Oh, nope. Never mind. Number 9 and 8 are coming in together. They are
Manuel Becerra, wide receiver. Another one of those receivers on the extensive receiver depth chart.
And Santiago Venegas is a quarterback.
He is now under huddle, getting ready for the snap. Motion in the backfield. And it appears it was a trap play, one of the Wolverines' favorite from previous years when they were under head coach Richard Stewart when he ran the Winty offense. And now Nate Payne will go back into the game. Manuel Becerra coming out again. Another run play from the Wolverines. Haven't really seen too much offense here considering both touchdowns have been on big plays. Really haven't seen what the Wolverines are capable of this early in the game.
And we keep on seeing big plays from the same repetitive players on the American Heritage. It is number 2, Dallas Small, and number 1, John Monroe. Oh, boy.
Fumble
wow,
in the back.
and a fumble in the back. Ooh.
Fumble in the backfield. It appears there was a bad handoff. The ball goes down, and the Stallions recover for a score. The score is now 13 to 14. Extra point pending. A bad mistake from the Wolverines.
Yeah, those handoffs can get tricky sometimes, and if you're not completely focused, the ball will slip, and we just had a perfect account of that, unfortunately, for the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. The guests now have a score of
13 and are waiting to see if they will convert this field goal. And number 20 running back on the defense. That was Joseph Cruz. And low kick, but it'll go through. The score is now 14-14. Wolverines and Stallions tied.
You know, that was a very bad mistake. The Wolverines were doing great. They had just gotten the ball back. They had a chance to make a two-touchdown lead or even a touchdown and a field goal lead. They just couldn't get it done. Silly mistake there. I'm sure we'll be hearing about it from the coaches later on. There are 8 minutes and 8 seconds still left in the second quarter.
And now the Wolverine return team will be back out onto the field. Nate Payne and Don Chaney back this time.
Number 17, the kicker for American Heritage, is Lucas Matias. He'll be the one kicking it off.
Earlier in the game, he did have 2 kicks that went out of bounds, eventually leading to a touchback. A return from Don Chaney for a short game.
That's a kick, and number 2 makes the catch for the Wolverines. Running it. Oh, wow, a great play there. Ending up all the way at the 30 with
That was number 2, Nate Payne, spearheading his way for an extra 3 yards, and will set up the Wolverines in their own territory at about the 27-yard line, pardon me.
fans are happy with that. We see the senior section getting riled up. Fans are looking for a big play here to put the Wolverines back in the lead and get them out of this tie.
Wolverine offense back out one more time. See if they don't make any more mistakes like that previous one. Another trap. Doesn't go for much.
The trap is countered after only 2 yards.
That was Gabriel Estrada on the carry. As you saw earlier, he does play defense also. He's a very athletic young man, and he can play both sides of the ball with ease.
We're seeing players come in and out. Number 8 is out. Number 2 is in. Number 2 again is Nathaniel Payne. He is getting lined up as what seems as a wide receiver, which is his most comfortable position. He, however, can play quarterback and cornerback. Wolverines lined up. There's a snap. Handoff. Oh, there's a double handoff to number 24. A good block there by number 9. Number 24 gets a nice run, but a hard hit to his ankle or his leg. But he's right back up, and Ethan Ramirez has a great carry.
That was Ethan, as I said earlier, very elusive back. His small size makes him get open easily, and as you see there, double handoff coming from Don Chaney. Ethan Ramirez takes it to the outside, follows his blockers, and gets a solid gain for the Wolverines, which are now in Stallion territory.
That is a great advancement for the Wolverines. We were looking for a big play like that as the Wolverines to try and get us through to the other side to get a touchdown. And it seems that the Wolverines are really proving who they are. That was a great trick play. They even tricked me out. Looked like it was going to Chaney. Then Chaney did a second handoff to number 24. Again, number 24 is Ethan Ramirez, who plays running back, quarterback, wide receiver, and cornerback. And there seems to be a timeout called.
Wolverines going back to their roots there under head coach Richard Stewart. They ran a lot of reverses and trick plays. So seeing one right there wasn't too surprising. Wolverines now on Stallion territory, trying to advance the ball further. And let's see what they can produce here on this first down.
Again, today's theme for your senior section is the Cowboys, due to the fact that they are trying to counter these Stallions. Going to show that they are their master. They can tame them, and they won't settle for less than a win.
Both teams will be heading back onto the field here. Wolverines again have the ball. Big run from Ethan Ramirez on the previous play. And it's going to be first down.
Wolverines getting lined up.
In the backfield for the Wolverines, number 21, Danny Esteban. Their fullback, he's a hard runner too. He's not afraid to run through you, and when he does, he can break it for a big gain. So we'll be expecting a lot from him, and he's blocking for Don Chaney as he still moving.
Wow, Don is down at the 30. Great carry of about 6 yards.
Great blocking from Danny Esteban, and great effort from Don Chaney, getting caught from behind, but still pumping his legs, moving through the tackle, picking up an extra 5 yards, and now setting up the Wolverines for some even better field position. And now out onto the field comes Sebastian Alonso, another wide receiver, coming out to replace the heavily burdened Nate Payne, who's already done enough in this game, coming up with a huge touchdown in the first quarter.
We're watching the Wolverines get lined up at the 30, right where Don Chaney ended a marvelous run on his part. Number 21, the fullback for the Wolverines, was blocking. There's a play. Oh, wow.
It's going to be a run by Don Chaney up the middle. Goes for short yardage.
Exactly a yard, if not a quarter of a yard.
It'll set up the Wolverines for third down.
Wolverines did come here to perform. They were looking forward to this game. It was sort of a pump-up all week. Number 13 is going out for the Wolverines, and number 2 is back in. Again, number 2 for the Wolverines is Nathaniel Payne, wide receiver, quarterback, and cornerback. Now he is coming in again as a wide receiver.
Let's see what the Wolverines are going to do here. Third down, deep in Stallion territory. And it's going to be a handoff to Don Chaney. However, he is stuffed immediately. There's a flag on the play, though.
Number 7 seemed to be celebrating a little bit too early. Stephenson Castor for American Heritage. We're still not sure what the flag is for.
It's holding on the Wolverines. That'll move them back. Very costly error from the Wolverines. Not what they wanted to be doing here.
Especially not in a situation like this where they do need to score a touchdown to put themselves back into the lead. They do not want to leave. I know for a fact the coaches especially do not want to leave the end of the half without a touchdown or even not even leading or not even on a. At least they're on the scoreboard at this point, which is good.
This is head coach Eddie Delgado's first season game. He did have that preseason win against LaSalle, but this is the first one that counts for him. So this is a big deal for him and his coaching staff.
Looked like a handoff.
It was another reverse to Ethan Ramirez. This time, Stallion defense was ready for it, and they catch him in the backfield. And that'll bring up fourth down. Wolverines will punt the ball. Unfortunately, that reverse didn't go as planned. Earlier in the game, they did have that reverse. That went for some big yardage. And unfortunately, this time they were ready for it, and it'll be brought down for a loss of yards, with the Wolverines now coming out to punt. Devin Rice back deep to send it off. And we know he has a leg, so he's going to send it back deep. Another flag on the field. Officials talking to the Stallion team. And
Number 20 comes in.
It appears as though there's going to be a penalty on the Wolverines.
It seems that there was an extra player on the field, seeing as number 20 came in and no one else came out for him. That is just an assumption, but it is a quite accurate one from what we're observing up here. There's a
kick is off. Great kick from Devin Rice, back deep. And
bounces all the way up. Number 12 with the that's a hard hit.
That's going to hurt in the morning. Huge hit delivered to Greg Bain.
Wow.
Matthew Martin on the monster hit there.
And that definitely gets the crowd on their feet. Wow, what a great play. Number 12 definitely was not expecting that. Number 12 on American Heritage is Greg Bain, and as my partner Raul said, that will hurt in the morning.
Joseph Schultz also in on the tackle, both delivering some pain there. Matthew Martin and Joseph Schultz on the tackle, setting up the Stallions deep in their own territory. And actually, looks like the Wolverines recovered the ball. It was a fumble, and the Wolverine offense will now take over deep in Stallion territory.
That is great for the Wolverines. They have Don Chaney, a great running weapon, especially in the almost red zone in a kind of situation like this, especially where they want to get a lead right before the end of the half. Lining up. Ooh, Don Chaney with a spin there. Gets down after 3 yards.
was perfect timing for that turnover. Wolverines coming back from a very mediocre drive, and now with that big hit from Danny Esteban and Matthew Martin, they have a chance to take the lead once again and break over this tie.
One thing I've noticed from the running game, especially to Don Chaney, who has ran the entire time, is the fact that they are not risking a toss. They are directly handing it off to him. They're very shaken after that play back on the opponent's 3-yard line. They were very shaken by that, so therefore they don't seem to be throwing it out for a toss. It's just a direct handoff, and Don Chaney gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
He leaps in for the 6, following blocker Danny Esteban, pushing him forward, running with him stride for stride, and leaping into the end zone.
That's the exact morale boost that the team needed. Number 21, the blocker on the play, is screaming. He is very happy with his performance. Don literally shoved him into the end zone to try and make that play. And let me tell you, that was a great run for Don Chaney, just only adding to his list of accomplishments. Great touchdown. Remember, we've known Don Chaney as the man who can come out on a big play and make a big play, especially in stressful moments like these. And what was a nail biter about 2 minutes ago ended up becoming a celebration, which is great for the Wolverines.
That would be 2 big plays for Danny Esteban. The big block, the big hit on the punt return, which eventually led to a turnover for the Wolverines. And now the block for Don Chaney, sending him into the end zone for 6. Wolverines now convert on that extra point. The score is going to be 21-14. Wolverines lead.
There have been some great drives on both ends. The defense of the Wolverines was definitely worn down by number 2, Dallas Small, who is their key running back. They definitely were not expecting that from Dallas Small. It seems that they didn't plan for it. They were able to counter him on a couple plays. They couldn't keep it up, though. But they definitely did prevail in the end, especially after hitting what was the game changer. They were hitting number 12, Greg Bain, and that's what really turned this situation around for the Wolverines. Number 85 for the Wolverines, Javin Rice getting ready for the kick. Very pumped after a play like that. Teams are lined up and ready. Receiving will be number 12,
Greg Bain,
who on the last play fumbled it, probably shaken by that play and hoping for a better play from him this time. 85 gives the signal to his team to run. It's a direct kick, and it's going to be a touchback.
The Stallions will now take over on their own 20-yard line. Going to try to make up for that costly error from Greg Bain. Let's see what they're going to do now.
With only 2 minutes, practically a 2-minute warning left on the clock, they will probably be using their timeouts to try and conserve as much time as they can. And it seems as in a situation like this, they'll probably start off with a running. If they can't get it going, they'll go for big passing plays, which will be left up to the wonderful, strong safeties and cornerbacks and linebackers of the Wolverines defense. Oh, scramble from, and he's going to get down. There's a flag on the play.
It's a late hit from number 7, Robert Martinez. Dunmore was down on the play, but Robert Martinez came in late, hitting them when he was down. It's going to be a penalty on the Wolverines. Going to move the ball up to the Stallions.
And that's definitely something you don't want to do in a situation like this when you're safe going into the half. You're going to receive it after the half is over, and you already have a touchdown lead. So don't want to try anything risky or a silly play here that could put their lead in jeopardy. They seem to have a penalty against the Wolverines, and yes, they are going out forward in what seems to be a 10-yard penalty. The snap will be to number 1, Josh Denver. Oh, and that's a pass, but it's caught on the ground by number 9. We've seen him catching plays the entire time. Winston Hill, who is a great wide receiver and has really proved himself throughout all of this.
And it's like the Stallions are going to a no-huddle offense. And it's going to be
a play to number 2. Smalls isn't quite down yet, keeps on pushing it, and gets a 5-yard gain for the Stallions.
There's a quick dump play to the running back. He manages to break a couple tackles, fights for the extra yards, but gets brought down before picking up the first down, about 5 yards on the gain for the Stallions.
As I said earlier, the Stallions were going to get desperate with only 2 minutes left on the clock, and they were going to start attempting to go for running plays and passing plays. It seems that they got both going very well, and we saw a pass play that went great in their favor and a run play from Smalls. Smalls has just been dominating the running game this entire time. We haven't seen too much action from Don Chaney, but when we do, it's definitely a big play, and it has definitely helped out the Wolverines, especially with his 56-yard run into the end zone. That was a great morale booster. And another one right here on the other end.
For short yards, but it ended up going for a touchdown, putting the Wolverines up by 7 points. And now the team's coming back from the water break. Wolverine defense heading out. Stallion offense already lined up, ready to go.
It's a big third down. Number 1 was going to go for a scramble. Oof, and he gets wiped out on his legs there by number 28 on the Wolverines. Number 28 on your Wolverines is Nicholas Paris-Abreu, who plays cornerback, strong safety. And
looks like, and it appears as though that's going to be it for the Stallion offense. The punt team will be coming out, and that was an attempted pass by the Stallion offense, but their quarterback, Dunmore, had some trouble escaping, and he tried to run for a short amount of yards, but unfortunately was stopped short by number 26, Joshua Sloan, middle linebacker.
the Wolverines ready to make a big play here to try and stop the
Stallions advance.
Stallions will punt. The punt is off. There's going to be a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce, a bounce. And number 30 is going to pick it up. However, it is still Wolverines' ball.
Smart play from Nate Payne. Took a bounce, didn't want to risk it, so he let the ball go, and still in decent starting position for the Wolverines. They're going to look to extend their 21-14 lead on the Stallions.
Especially at a point like that where if he would have muffed it and they would have picked it up, they could have gone all the way, or at least would have been on the 15, and that would have been a dangerous situation. There are 50 seconds left on the clock here as the Stallions are going to use up as many timeouts as they can.
And the Wolverine offense will take over. First down. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to number 21, Danny Esteban, their fullback. Already having that big hit early in the game, leading to the Wolverine possession and the eventual score.
We've seen some great plays here by both ends, as I said earlier. In case you're just tuning in, the half is about to end. 32 seconds left. The clock is counting down. 25 seconds left in the second quarter. Score is 21-14. Belen leads against the Stallions.
And here we go. Steven back. Probably going to be a run. You don't want to do anything too risky. And it is up the middle. And it's going to be going for a short gain. Okay, and that's going to be it for the half. We will be back momentarily for the beginning of the third quarter. For now, the score 21-14. Wolverines lead the Stallions. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Hello and welcome back as we cover the second half of the Belen Wolverine game versus the American Heritage Delray Stallions. Wolverines currently lead 21-14 after a pretty explosive half from both teams. Players putting up some big numbers have been Don Chaney and Nate Payne. Nate Payne with an early touchdown for 38 yards on a pass play from Santiago Venegas, and Don Chaney breaking a long run for 56 yards, and then later having a touchdown for about a short gain of 10 yards. Both very effective and putting this team up on top. And the kick is off. Don Chaney will take it, and he's running to the outside. Still going, has some room, has some blocks, still going, open lane. Gets hit from behind by number 10.
What a great run by Don Chaney. Wow, spectacular. He just completely dove through at the end, was willing to put his body on the line for a great play, and he really came through on that one for us.
He had an open lane and took it full force. He had some blockers down the field. Took it for, looked like it was going to be a kick return for about a short gain. He did turn around into the end zone, but pulled it back all the way to the right side of the field, running through some men, and eventually getting down to about the 43-yard line.
And let me clarify that. He didn't have an open lane. He made an open line. I mean, you see him running like that, just through everyone and juking out everyone, and that's really what he does best, and that's why he's such a star for the Belen team.
And that's why they just ran it again with him to the outside, only for a short gain of about 3 or 2 yards. And that'll bring up second down for the Wolverines. Again, they are leading 21-14 against the American Heritage Delray Stallions. 2 touchdowns from the Stallions coming from their running back number 2, Dallas Smalls, who was pounding the Wolverines earlier with his up-the-middle runs, eventually taking one in for the score. And an error from the Wolverines. They fumbled the ball deep in their own territory, and one of the Stallions recovered the ball in the end zone, leading to the score. That tied the game at 14-14, but not before Don Chaney took one to the outside for about 10 yards and put the Wolverines on top. Javin Rice has also been pretty spectacular this game. Hasn't missed a field goal yet, and he doesn't plan on it based on his level of play.
And we see that the Wolverines are still in huddle.
Taking a water break as it looks. And the Stallions already ready for whatever the Wolverines have to offer. And in case you missed it, during halftime, the seniors put on a little bit of a show. They got a bunch of seniors to dress up as animals and race across the track. And let's just say it was a unique event, with the senior class going crazy towards the end and eventually breaking up back into the stands. And here we go. Don Chaney runs back onto the field to start the second down.
Don Chaney not getting a break here. He is a key weapon for the offense. Handoff, and he'll blast through. Wow. And he gets himself pretty far there, trucking his way through for a 4-yard lead.
And what we're going to see here is a third down and short for Wolverines. I think they can handle. See if they pass it here. Had some success in the passing game this game. Something they're going to be looking to throughout the season, considering they've switched to a spread offense, something that wasn't characteristic of Belen. They used to run the wing T, which is a very grounded pound offense, and now with head coach Eddie Delgado, they've seemed to switch it.
The Wolverines lined up. What seemed to be another handoff to Don Chaney. Wow, throwing number 24 back.
It was a double handoff again. Earlier in the game, that double handoff did work and give the Wolverines a good pick of about 20 yards. However, since then, they haven't really been able to get anything going with that same reverse play. As you can see there, Ethan Ramirez getting stuffed once again in the backfield, and that's going to lead to Wolverines' punt.
This game is brought to you by Max Value Insurance. They can look at your quote. It's a free quote, and they can see if you can save more on your insurance. And that's going to be a punt from number 85, their wonderful kicker who hasn't missed once today. Bounces, and the ball is officially down. And the Wolverines pick it up for the
Stallion ball, and that's going to be in their own territory at around the 24-yard line. And looks like they're going to keep the same men on the field as before. Luckily, we haven't seen any injuries this game. We did have a little bit of a scare early with middle linebacker George Viscarando from the Wolverines. However, he's fine. He's back in the game, making some plays.
He sure is, and so is the rest of the Wolverine team. They seem to be unstoppable out in the beginning. Had a couple mess ups, and that leaves us with a 21-14 lead to put us where we are now. It's a handoff, pushes through. Number 2 was the one who was able to push through, and
Smalls once again, and he only gets about a yard. And that's been the story thus far for the Stallions, just running the ball as much as they can and powering through the Wolverine defense. Joshua Sloan there, number 26, with the tackle.
they are in position as the team is lined up. Number 1, their quarterback, fires a pass, almost deflected. Number 13 almost got a hand on it, but it is an incomplete pass. And wow, what a play.
Ball was way overthrown there. If it was just a little bit of a better pass, then that could have gone to the house. That was intense.
How desperate John Dunmore was as the quarterback, trying to go for a big play there. Again, oh, he's going to scramble straight through, running it straight up the middle, sliding, avoiding any injuries or further injuries, seeing as he was hit pretty hard earlier, but is okay, clearly. Ran it straight up the middle. You could see the Wolverines, they accidentally seemed to open up a lane. You had people going on the outsides, but no one was on the inside, and the quarterback really took advantage of that with a scramble.
Yeah, their quarterback has been able to do that throughout this game. Not the first time he's tucked the ball and run, and it's definitely put up some yardage. He's having a nice game on the ground. And again, he pulls the ball, runs to the outside, big block.
Wow! Oof, keeps on going. And you know, me and my partner were talking about this earlier. We were talking about whether he was more of a passing or scrambling quarterback, and it seems he's definitely showed he can hand off the ball. And now he's scrambling. We haven't seen too many passes from him. I'm curious on that. But right now, he does seem like a Michael Vick sort of figure, just running it straight through.
He had a great block there from Winston Hill, blocking Hermes Castaño, eventually getting him the extra yards, but still short of the first down. That'll bring up second down. And again, same play to the outside, same block.
Tries to truck it.
And he picks up the first down, runs out of bounds. Now without getting hit, and that'll move the chains for these Stallions.
Timeout for water on the field.
It'll be a timeout on the field, official water break.
This game, again, is brought to you by
Max Value Insurance.
Max Value Insurance. Yes, you can get a free quote today, and you can see how much you can save on your insurance. Are in their huddle. Let's talk about some of the big MVPs of this game. We've had definitely the overall MVP for American Heritage has been number 2, Dallas Small. He's just a phenomenal player. I mean, I'm not sure how he has, really survived some of these big hits that the Wolverines defense is giving him. On our side, we do not have a clear MVP. We have had some great group plays. We've had Don Chaney so far, probably a running back as well for the Wolverines. He had a 56-yard run and has been performing very well, especially in desperate situations. Oh, it's an outside throw from number 1.
A screen pass, and
wow, he gets it pretty far there with a 9-yard advancement.
Jamari Laster there on the completion, brought down after picking up the first down. But yeah, Don Chaney has been very solid this game. 2 touchdowns, and wouldn't be surprised if he's going to go over 100 yards this game. He's been doing great, and there's more to come from him. And another screen pass.
Number 3 gets wiped out into the legs and gets another group yardage of 5 yards. And if you think about it, Don Chaney might have already broken 100 yards, seeing as he ran 56 yards, and he's had a couple other good plays.
I wouldn't doubt it either.
Getting lined up there on the play. It's a snap. Oh, it looked like it was going to go to Smalls. And number 1 is going to get brought down immediately. Good thing the defense of the Wolverines was able to read that play and avoid a potential disaster and possibly getting into the red zone because we already know how a scramble from John Dunmore goes down. And it's a third down. Fans on their feet hoping for a big play here to give the ball back to the Wolverines.
See what they'll do here. That last play, a read option, obviously didn't account for Rafael Ruiz's wingspan getting the quarterback. And
Oh, and it's a run from Smalls.
there's a helmet on the floor for the Wolverines. And Dallas Smalls is still going. Touchdown
Smalls.
Stallions.
Wow. I'm telling you guys, Smalls is showing what he can do here on this field. Wouldn't doubt it if he already had over 100 yards. He's been running the field back and forth and just completely dominating the running game for the Stallions. I mean, he is really wearing out the defense on his run plays. He seems to just at the last minute dodge him, and he's great. He's got great feet, great agility, great speed. I mean, what more could you want in a running back? Not sure if he's committed anywhere, but if he's not, he definitely should be, because that is a talent.
And on that last play, Joseph Schultz attempting to tackle Dallas Smalls. I don't know if you guys saw that his helmet fell off during the play and was chasing him into the end zone without a helmet. That was pretty brave of him, running all the way to the end zone. Unfortunately, it didn't stop Dallas Smalls from taking it in for 6 points. And now, with the kick, the score, the Stallions improve to 21 points. Seems like there's a little bit of confusion on the play, however.
I am not sure if anyone just witnessed this, but to try and block the kick, number 44 literally just jumped over the O-line to try and block a kick from number 17. Number 44 for the Wolverines, we have to give him credit for that play, is Rafael Ruiz.
Yeah, he's a very gritty player. This entire team on the defensive side said that they wanted to get a lot of blocked field goals. Gabriel Aparicio leading that front almost again. Almost
Wow.
a block kick from number 1, Don Chaney.
Don Chaney is just dominating both sides, it seems. He's only been on both sides on one play, and it was this one, but he definitely almost got there. And, wow, that was a spectacular play. I would replay that for you guys if we could, but wow. I mean, you don't see that every day, a player jumping over the O-line. Quite spectacular. So now the game is tied 21-21, and it is the Wolverines' ball as the Stallions go to kick it off. They're lining up right now.
They're going to look to improve on what has already been a pretty productive day for the Wolverine offense. However, they did give up that turnover earlier in the game, leading to 6 points for the Stallions. If it weren't for that error, the Wolverines would probably still be on top here. But let's see what they have in store right now. Back deep to receive the punt is number 22, Andy Mazza, and number 1, Don Chaney.
And just looking back, guys, if we could look really quickly just to the offensive side, I interviewed Coach Stewart earlier, who for the first time ever is not on the coaching side of a football game for the Wolverines. And one thing I asked him was, what do you expect from the Wolverines and what do you think they should do coming into the half? He said, our defense is spending way too much time out there and we got to get our offense out there. We've been doing great whenever we do. We just need to increase opportunities for our offense in general. And I think he's right. And that was a kick right there, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a touchback, which will give the Wolverines possession at the 25-yard line.
Coach Stewart being the ex-head coach for the Wolverines, handing down the position to who used to be the defensive coordinator, Coach Eddie Delgado, now leading this team. Had a great win against LaSalle this past week of a score of 31-7, and he's looking to get his first official win as a head coach for the Wolverines.
In case you guys didn't know, adding on to the list of accomplishments from Coach Stewart was he was the winningest coach in Dade and still is, if I am correct. So that's a great accomplishment.
He's going to hold that record for a long time.
Definitely will. We have
Motion in the backfield. Joey Placencia making some moves. He's a big guy too. Plays both defense and offense.
It's a handoff. Chaney cutting out to the outside, almost tripped up on himself. Doing great. Trying to juke him out, just couldn't. Number 24, I mentioned him earlier. Number 24 is Marcel Quince, and just as I mentioned earlier, he is one of the unsung heroes on the defense, continuously making blocks. and just doing his part on defense. Can't carry a whole defense, but he's definitely doing great. And we just saw it there with a great block. John Chaney could have easily have gone around him if it was another guy, but yeah, he definitely stuck with it and was able to tackle him into the sideline or push him out rather.
Had a pretty solid game at the corner position. Another motion from Joey Placencia, number 14 on the Wolverines. And it's another
Reverse handoff. Nice play. Number 24 is going out. Ooh, wow. And that's going to be a hard hit from number 65. Wow, what an incredible hit. Number 65 on American Heritage is... Wow, they don't seem to even have him on the list, but what a great player.
That was a pretty impressive run from Ethan Ramirez. After those two earlier failed attempts at the reverse handoff, you would think that they wouldn't go back to that play, but obviously catching the Stallion defense off guard here, it worked wonders, and they got some good field position. Now starting the ball at the 50-yard line.
And that's just such a key play that the Wolverines use, one of their rare ones, to completely throw off the defense. Chaney runs it for a 3-yard gain, and not bad at all. He finally gets them past the 50 and is in the opponent's territory. And in case you're just joining us, the score is 21-21. Belen is tied with the Stallions right now. This game is brought to you by Max Value Insurance. It's a free quote. You can call or click today. You can see how much you can save on insurance. Back to the game. There's 3 minutes and 5 seconds. The clock is still running at the current moment. And it is the third quarter. And wow, the sun is really heating up here.
It's a handoff up the middle. He has some room, running to the outside.
Chaney!
Another big play by Don Chaney. Definitely putting over that 100-yard mark. Finding the open hole down in the trenches, cutting it to the outside, and busting it for a big gain.
And Chaney is showing what kind of a player he is, especially on the running game. He does come out when it counts. And what another great play by Don Chaney. I mean, you can't get over the guy. Don't ever count Don Chaney out in a game because he will come back. And we've never really seen him in a comeback situation due to the fact that he is always dominating. So, and he's only a sophomore, which is incredible. I mean, he still has 2 years left, and most of his coaches predict he's only going to get faster. And I believe he is committed to Syracuse.
Now, he has offers from multiple universities, Syracuse being one, and another big name, Miami, University of Miami, which is very popular here for obvious reasons. And it looks like there was a run from the Wolverines. Didn't get much yardage. Handed off to Ethan Ramirez again, number 24.
The offense and defense getting ready. The ball is placed down, and they're almost in the red zone here. 3 more yards till they get in, and once they get in, I really think there's no stopping the Wolverines, but maybe too soon to speak, so let's see what happens.
We have receivers coming out to the left, number 13, Sebastian Alonso. And there will be Danny Eswan in the backfield, Don Chaney stacked on the right. Some motion. Hand out to Don Chaney to the outside.
Don Chaney
He has room
with
to
a run, and he blasts his way in for another touchdown to give them the lead of 27 to 21. Don Chaney giving them a lead. I believe that is Don Chaney's 3rd touchdown of the day.
That's the hat trick for Don Chaney. There was a flag on the play, however, and it looks like it is on the Wolverines. They're going to have to call that one back.
I believe it was a holding. I could tell from one of the linemen seemed to be holding on the jersey of number 24, I believe it was. Again, number 24 in the action in midst of the play.
Let's see what happens here. Doesn't take away anything from Don Chaney. He busted it to the outside and managed to put some move on the defenders. Going for the or what would have been a touchdown. However, there was a penalty on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd and long. However, there's going to be a timeout called by the Wolverines.
In case you guys are just tuning in, the score is still 21-21 due to the fact that Don Chaney's touchdown right now did not count due to a holding penalty that would bring them back to their original position on that exact play. It is the third quarter with a minute and 42 seconds left to go. There is a timeout called by the Wolverines at the current moment in time. So yeah,
Don Chaney having would have been three touchdowns this game. He's looking for that hat trick. Had one 56-yarder early in the game, taking a handoff to the outside for some distance. Then later in the game, he had a handoff again to the outside for about 10 yards, leaping into the end zone. That's been the story for Don Chaney, always making some plays when running to the outside. He did have an earlier run up the middle for about 30 yards, but after he broke through the middle, he did cut to the outside once again. So that's a recurring theme for Don Chaney Jr.
and the huddle has ended. The Stallions are heading back out onto the field, ready to prepare for whatever the Wolverines throw at them. They are currently back into their 25-yard line position, and I think they will go for a pass play now. I don't think they'll go with Chaney again, seeing as they're expecting it at the current moment. Just as I said, number 9, quarterback getting out. At this point, it's a scramble. He's going out, and I'm not sure if that is a first down.
No, he's going to be short there. Santi Venegas has some legs to run with. He's a hard hitter back in his JV days. He wasn't afraid to take some hits if it meant getting those extra yards. As you can see there, he picked up a nice chunk of yards, running to the outside, avoiding the hit, and he's going to bring up second down for the Wolverines.
Right now, he only specializes in quarterback, which goes to show you that he's a very valuable asset in a position like that, and they do want to keep him just on or as quarterback. Team getting lined up. Don Chaney is still in number 2 for the Wolverines. Nathaniel Payne is going out. He is a great wide receiver. We have not seen anything from him yet, but based on his last game, he did show and prove that he could make some big plays, some short passes that became long passes.
He did have that touchdown earlier in the game.
He did.
For the 38-yarder, which set up the Wolverines to take the lead early on.
And I believe that was their first touchdown actually when he broke away.
Oh, there was a penalty on the previous play, and it's on the Stallions. Wolverines in the red zone right now, looking to score to take the lead.
Wolverines seemed to have a great play there when Don did score. However, there was a flag on that play. We're looking for some more. Wow.
There's a fumble on the play, but looks like the Wolverines
A fumble,
recover.
but number 32 landed on it and was able to keep it in his chest. The ball was loose for a moment there, and number 9 is coming out to quickly speak to the offensive manager, goes back out.
Yeah, that was Gabe Estrada. Looks like they hit the ball loose, but he managed to jump on it, avoiding what could have been a costly error for the Wolverines. And Santi Venegas now back to take the snap.
Number 8, Manuel Berreca, out for the Wolverines. He is only a wide receiver. Don makes a breakaway, and he will get his 3rd touchdown just as he wanted for the hat trick to give the Wolverines the lead. And the fans are going crazy. What a great lead. 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We're going into the 4th. And not a bad way to end the 3rd. Don was looking for a touchdown like that, the team in general. And let me remind you, if they win this game, this will be Eduardo Delgado, the coach, the new head coach, his first official win with the Wolverines as head coach. So this is a big deal for him. So we'll definitely be looking out for him and hopefully get an interview with him later after the game. 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And the kick is no good.
That was the first kick that number 85 has ever missed, Javon Rice. Wow. He's a great kicker, however. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, but you know what? He's had a great game. That will keep the score, however, at 27-21. So if the Stallions were able to get possession and score a field goal and a touchdown, they would end up with the lead. That's making the offense, I'm sure, a little bit worried, and the coaches.
And on that touchdown run by Don Chaney. He had a block from Drew Chinigo, who is a very key part of the Wolverine team. He is playing at tackle and defensive end, so he does play on the defensive side. However, they put him in for offense this time, and obviously leading Don Chaney into the end zone as he bounced one out to the outside. Once again, that's been Don Chaney's go-to, hitting it to the outside and cracking open one for a touchdown.
I mean, we haven't seen too much of trucking from Don in this game, but I mean, when you do see it, you can tell that with his speed, he really knows how to convert it into a lot of power if he does need to blast through for a couple extra yards or even a touchdown. And I mean, when he's going and he's got a lane, he's going. You're not going to stop him. That's just the kind of player Don is, and we're fortunate to have him on the Wolverines. Great recruit.
And now Jack.
He has a little hop in his step as he practices, as most kickers do. However, he seems to exaggerate it a little bit just to get a little bit more power on it or speed on the ball. We've seen him kick direct. We've seen him kick up. He's really a jack of all trades when it comes to kicking, and seems to be a master of all.
So you have the Stallions back to receive. You have Jamari Laster, number 3 to the left, and number 13, Michelangelo Joseph on the right. And Javin Rice sends it away.
A direct kick, and wow, that's a look almost like a field goal from here. That was a pretty amazing play there. It's a touchback, and they will receive it at the Stallions will receive it at the 25. In case you're just tuning in with us, the score is 27-21. Belen Jesuit Wolverines lead. It is the fourth quarter with 34 minutes left to play. 34 seconds left, pardon, in the third quarter.
And the Wolverine defense will now get back onto the field. What the Stallions have to throw at the Wolverines.
You already know they're going to go with Smalls. Exactly what I said. Oh, and Smalls has an open lane. Running. However, wow. Number 22 tried to get to him. Couldn't. Oh, wow. And Smalls just gave a little step in the chest to number 4.
Smalls
doing great.
Oh, and the Stallions are going for a no huddle once again.
Oh, right out to number 9.
Referee are going to call too many men on the field. Looks like the Wolverine didn't get off the field in time, and that's probably going to hurt or actually help the Stallions unless there was a timeout called. I'm not really sure what's happening right now. The officials haven't really moved the ball.
Number 2, once again, is accidentally out on the field. It has been number 2 the past 2 times. Probably not completely focused, just ready to play. But you know what? Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. So he's been really great, and it's just a mistake. So as the Stallions are lined up, the ref is going to get it out of the way. And there's your snap. Number 1. Throwing it out in open. Oh!
Interception!
An interception by
Robert
number
Martinez.
7.
The senior Robert Martinez with a beautiful interception, reading the play, going deep, and meeting that ball halfway before it gets to the receiver.
Number 13 was looking for that open play, and so was number 1. But Martinez read it perfectly, ran out, was in the perfect place at the perfect time, has great hands, and was able to make the interception. What a great play by Martinez, and that is one of the reasons that he is one of today's captains.
And he undercut that underthrown ball, caught it perfectly, and that's going to set up the Wolverine offense once again to capitalize on their lead. As if you're just joining us right now, the lead is once again 21-27. Belen leads.
3.5 seconds left. What can happen in 3.5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, in a football game? We're about to find out. There is the snap. Hand off to Cheney. Ooh, Cheney gets blasted right at his calves,
And
but
that'll
is
bring up
able to
the
keep
fourth,
it together.
and that'll bring up the fourth quarter with that run. Small gainer for Don Cheney after the Robert Martinez interception.
You know, they were definitely going to give the ball to Don at that point because they know what he can do in such little time. And you know what? Even if he didn't get a big play, he got a 4-yard gain, and that's pretty great for the Wolverines offense. I mean, any way you look at it.
Wolverines are going to switch sides now, and they're going to start their drive. Second down in their own territory, looking to score once again. Don Cheney has had 3 touchdowns in this game. Nate Payne with an early touchdown for about 34 yards on a beautiful pass from Santi Venegas. As for the Stallions, they have really scored based off their running game. They have a touchdown from Dallas Smalls, who has been running perfectly this game, running through blocks and running through tackles. And they also have a touchdown on an error committed by the Wolverines. They did fumble the ball deep in their own territory, which led to the Stallions recovering the ball and taking it in for the score. And then again, Dallas Smalls ran it another touchdown to tie the game at 21-21, but now without the Wolverines coming back on top of the Don Cheney touchdown.
Wolverines come to the line. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
Wolverines. There's your snap right there. Handoff. Oh, it's a reverse handoff. Oh, wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, number 24 has been crushed underneath a dog pile of about 2 men, but we're both the biggest men on the team, so, yeah.
And we're going to see Don and Nate coming onto the field for the
Don's
Wolverines.
coming out, and number 31 for the team.
Francisco Aguero coming out. He does play a little bit of running back, and they're going to put him on the sideline for now, because they use him more as a defensive player.
Yeah, he is a cornerback according to his bio. A cornerback, a strong safety. So those are 2 other positions he play, and those are key in the defense. And you don't want to let lead slide right now. Wolverines having a great game.
Let's see what the Wolverines are going to do here. Santi all alone, shotgun look.
Oh,
The snap.
there's a snap. Oh, and Don Cheney couldn't get to it fast enough.
Looks like the ball was
to be fair,
tipped on the throw.
Pass ruled incomplete.
It's like Santi was pressured by the Stallion defense, leading him to throw it a little bit too far back and eventually leading to an incomplete pass. And it's going to set up 4th down for the Wolverines. Javin Rice is back to punt away. So they can't capitalize on that Robert Martinez interception, but they still have the lead, so that's really important as of now. And
oh, that one's going to bounce. Oh, wow, getting at number 3's legs there. Number 3 is Jamari Laster. He's a cornerback and wide receiver, and he is brought down right away after picking that up off the ground. The Wolverine defense has really been ready to pounce on a lot of these kicks and punts.
yeah, that was just a bad decision by Jamari Laster there. Shouldn't have picked it up, should have let it go. Wouldn't have done any harm. Instead, he takes a big hit and possibly could have played it safe and let the ball go for a little bit farther, but he decides to pick it up and try to get somewhere with it.
And in reality, it wasn't going to go that much farther, so he didn't necessarily even have to be that desperate to pick it up. But you know what? That's an offensive decision, and we are not the players on the field.
The Stallions have the ball in their own territory. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 10.
Joseph on the reception.
Looking to score and eventually tie up the game.
Wow, and that's a play.
Dallas Smalls takes it up the middle for a nice chunk of yardage. About 12 yards on the run there.
Smalls, as usual, just completely dominates every aspect of this running game.
That's going to be another 1st and 10 for the Stallion offense.
Well, guys, talk about feeling the heat. If we can feel it up here in this press box, I mean, you can definitely tell that the players are getting worn out, seeing as they have been the ones playing the game, and it is the fourth quarter. So this is where things get slow, and if you're not alert enough, big mistakes can happen that can cost you a couple touchdowns or even a game. And that's definitely not what the Wolverines want here. Um, Eddie Delgado, the new coach, this would be his first official win. He is very concentrated right now, not cutting any slack to his players.
It's very
Cheney
important
right
thing.
now is sitting down with a nice cold towel on his head. We can see he's resting. Good thing is he's not injured. That's one thing we were looking out for. No ankle ice, no tape, no anything, which is great. So yeah, Cheney's okay. Number 14 and him are seem to be talking. Number 14 on your Wolverines. We haven't seen too much from him. Joey Paciencia. He's a tight end and defensive end. He's they're both resting. You definitely want to rest some of your best players right now. And there seems to be a man down, actually. I didn't notice that. All the way in the back. You may
Yeah.
be able to see him or may not. He is on the 50-yard line exactly. And a trainer is helping him by pulling his leg and giving it a bit of a rub.
That's number 7, Robert Martinez, who had that interception earlier. He's going to be helped off the field. Hopefully,
Oh.
he's walking on his own power now, and he's hustling on. That's a good thing to see, being how much of an impactful player he is on the Wolverines. Glad to see he's running off on his own strength.
And he clearly is showing that he can dominate a game like this with the first and only interception this game.
And now the Stallions are going to take over once again with the ball. 3 receivers out on the left and 1 alone on the right. In the backfield, Dallas Smalls, accompanied by the quarterback. There's some motion, and it's going to be encroachment on the defense. And that's going to move the ball forward. Yep, it's going to be encroachment on the defense. Going to move the ball 5 yards forward for the Stallions.
Sure will be. And it's a nice gain for the Stallions. 5 yards is half a first down for him, if not a first down. And there's a play, and Smalls has got it. Wow. Ooh.
Ball's loose.
Loose! And the Wolverines
Recover
get
the
the
ball.
ball.
The ball, Dallas Smalls taking the run for a large amount of yards, but gets hit from behind and stripped. And the Wolverines recover. Andy Malza with the recovery. And there's
Wow.
a flag on the play. It might be for celebration, but the Wolverines do have possession of the ball. That would have been a large amount of yards had it been if you would have held on to the ball. But unfortunately for him, he fumbled, and the Wolverines capitalized, and now it's Wolverine ball.
You know, Smalls is a great player, but when you make a mistake like a fumble, I mean, everyone does it every once in a while, if not always. But, I mean, the Wolverines have a great defense, and they're going to take advantage of something like that. They saw a fumble earlier, and they were able to it was unfortunately not in their favor. The other team was able to get in the end zone and score a touchdown. But you know what? They definitely weren't going to let something like that go, especially this late in the game. They don't want to let a lead of 27 to 21 slip through their fingers. There's a snap. Oh, Cheney! Wow, jumps over number 30, who ends up reaching back and grabbing his leg and pulling him. Oh, Cheney looked like he was hurt for a... Oh, no, this is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Cheney does have a limp. Oh,
And
boy.
he hits the floor. The medical staff is rushing over. This is not good. He now doubles over in pain, and the Wolverine star player is now on the floor. This could not be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen in my opinion, I think a 200-plus running game from him already, or a little bit under, but he's been doing great, and he's definitely come out when they've needed him most. He's been the person that handed off on reverse plays. He's had big runs like that 56-yard we saw in the first quarter. I mean, if this is a major injury that takes him out for a game or even a couple, this is not good. Cheney's taking off his helmet. He cannot get up.
And last year, Cheney did cramp up a lot. He wouldn't want to say injury prone, but he did go to the sidelines a lot. He get banged up a little bit and have to be looked at. Looks like here might be either a cramp or he could be seriously injured. His father right now, Don Cheney, one of the coaches, is now talking to him on the field. He has not left yet, still on the ground, and he's still being looked at by the medical staff. This could be a big blow for the Wolverines.
You know, Cheney. The thing is, he he definitely did get banged up a lot this last year. But one thing I spoke to him about a couple days ago when I ran into him in the hallway is that he did try to build muscle over the summer, and he was going to try to be a little bit more wise and less injury prone. Because he didn't like being off the sidelines, and he himself felt like every time he ended up on the sidelines, it was because of a mistake he made. That was a great play there. He vaulted over a player, but I mean, a helmet clash to your leg, I'm sure that doesn't feel good from a varsity player of 170 pounds.
And now Don Cheney, on his own strength, walked up to the sideline and is now standing up and gonna get stretched out. Good thing he's walking on his own, because that could have meant trouble for the Wolverines. With 8 minutes 32 seconds left in the game, and Wolverines
Cheney
still lead.
is just limping, and this is not good. He's walking.
Here, it's the scoreboard that's putting the extra one. The clock says 8:32.
So it is 8:32 left in the game. Wolverines still have the ball deep in their own territory. There's some confusion going on with the
Regarding
scoreboard.
the time on the scoreboard, seems to be an issue. Trying to correct it before they carry on. Wow. And wow, just in the midst of the moment, they were having a great little run there, and were interrupted by a technical difficulty.
And now the Wolverines are gonna wait till officials have their talk. The officials on the Stallion sideline are talking to one of the coaches, and seems whatever the problem is has been sorted out. And we're gonna get a decision right now if we're gonna continue playing or are we gonna work more on the scoreboard.
The time issue is getting fixed at the current moment, or at least attempting to get fixed.
And now
Yeah.
we are ready to resume. Wolverines ball deep in their own territory. Second down.
Perfect. If you're looking at the scoreboard, guys, please don't pay attention to that extra one in the tens spot. It doesn't mean anything. Back to the game. There's a snap. It's a handoff. Ooh, and 31 gets tossed like a
Francisco-
rag doll.
That was Francisco Aguero on the carry.
Wow, and that was harsh for number 31. Number 31 on your Wolverines is Francisco Aguirre, or Agurro. Number 2, number 1, Don Cheney is back out on the field, and this is great. We definitely didn't want to see him with a game-ending injury, especially in the fourth quarter after everything he's done with that hat trick. So he's back out on the field. So is number 2, the wide receiver Nathaniel Payne, along with number 21 back out onto the field.
Danny Esteban is going to be out wide for the Wolverines. Santi Venegas taking the shotgun by himself.
Number 9. Oh, that's a hard hit. Wow.
He's hit on the throw. Luckily, it was intercepted. The cornerback for the Stallions, number 24, Marcel Quince,
24.
almost got it. But the ball was luckily a little bit underthrown, and he couldn't get there in time. Wolverines avoided a very costly mistake there.
And the very bad thing is there was only one man there, and we already know that 24 has not necessarily agility and speed, but he does have power, and that might have been a potential disastrous pick 6 there. Cheney is back out. Couldn't take it after that one play. Tried it out. It's too much for him. Number 9. Oop.
Took a bad bounce.
That's a bounce. That's a bounce. That's a bounce. Jumps on it. Number 14 for the Wolverines. Number 14 is Joey Placencia.
I think it was actually number 44, Rafael Ruiz.
44, sorry.
And the Stallions are going to get the ball once again. Still plenty of time for them to get back into this game. Only down by a score. All they would need is a touchdown and a field goal, and they would have the lead in this game.
7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth. It's definitely a very stressful game.
Let's see what the Stallions
Number
will do
1,
here.
Don Cheney is in the tent sitting on a table with a cold towel around his neck and head and a bottle of water. He is just sitting watching the game. Oof! Wow, that's quite a hit there as number
7, Robert Martinez delivers a big hit to Dallas Smalls on what was an inside run. Doesn't go for much.
In my opinion, every time they seem to get finally get Smalls, they're so upset with the fact that he's ran so many yards and then the frustration has built up inside of him. Each hit on Smalls seems to get harder and harder, even as time progresses and the players get more tired and worn out.
Again, they hand off to Dallas Smalls for a short gain. Still haven't gotten the first down. It's going to be third and a yard.
Third down, fans, third and 1.
The third down stop for the Wolverines here. Let's see if they can hold back the Stallions. Going with two wide receivers out wide on each side.
Oh, Smalls. Oh no, number 6, not Smalls. Number 6, all the way for the touchdown. Number 6 on the team is Brandon Moses with a great run there. Ran it straight along this edge there. Almost got caught on the 5, but was able to rip out of that.
So now if the Stallions convert their kick, they will have the lead. It will be 28-27. As of now, it's tied at 27-27. But their kicker didn't have some good kicks earlier in the game. He did kick out the ball out of bounds twice on kickoff earlier in the game. So let's see.
They're walking Cheney back out of desperation. Cheney has always been that kind of player that even if he's hurt and you're in a sticky situation, he will come out. And while he's being hurt, one of the main reasons he gets injuries is because he doesn't wait long enough. But you know what? That just shows what a kind of a team player he is and a true man for others and for his team. Number 2 is out.
Nate Payne is heading to the sidelines again. He's holding his ribs. And they're probably putting out Don Cheney there to use his speed, see if he can block the kick. Because he definitely has the speed to get there. And if he can block that kick, the Wolverines could still be in this with a tied game.
The worst part about Cheney's injury is the fact that it was in his legs, which are his main weapon, as we well know. Because speed develops into power, power develops into a blast.
And there's an injured Wolverine on the field. Can't really see who it is yet, but the medical staff is attending to him.
On the 30-yard line, if you look, it seems to be number 4.
Ivan Pachon, the cornerback. He's a solid player, too. He's a hard hitter. He's been on this team for a while now, playing corner and occasionally safety.
And a running back, according to his bio. However, we've only seen him really do that in scrimmages. But he does seem like that kind of player who could be used as a running back. So Cheney's ready. So is everyone. They really need to block this kick. This is a key.
So they keep the game tied, and the kick is... Hey, the kick is blocked!
And it's blocked! Wow, and they slam down number 7.
What a turn of events, and there's a player injured on the field for the Stallions. The kick blocked, recovered by number 7, Robert Martinez, who's already have a great game, and the Wolverines will take over, and this game just got a whole lot more interesting.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left, you never know what can happen, but this could be a potential overtime, and we do have a player on the ground. We cannot see who he is right now.
He's a Stallion player. And he is getting up right now. Looks like he can get on his feet.
Number 19 on their team is Luke Sharkey. Definitely a ferocious player, so the last name goes along with it. Walking off the field, he seemed to be jogging at first, but he just couldn't keep up with himself. Seems to be a bag of ice in the trainer's hand. Seems like it might have been an upper calf or leg injury.
Let's see.
Honestly, it might have been a chest hit or a back hit because he doesn't seem to be limping.
And the Wolverines will take over deep in their own end territory again. And they're going to try to break this tie. It's 27-27 right now. This game could go either way.
We just got an update from Mr. Barquin. The injury with Cheney wasn't actually an injury. It was a cramp, which is exactly what he was known for last season. Getting his cramps that would put him out for games or for the remainder of games or for quarters or for a couple minutes at a time. So it was just a cramp. That's why we see Cheney come on and off, on and off, on and off. And it just shows that they need to be grateful for Cheney, seeing as when he is on the field repetitively, he can do some damage to their team. And he is a great weapon on the offense and at times on the defense.
And Now he's back there to receive the kick. Alongside him is number 31, Francisco Aguero. And let's see what happens. He can break some long ones. That'll be much needed right now. And it's a squib kick. Danny Esteban catches it, and it's going to be the Wolverines will take over at the 44-yard,
42. 3.
Perfect field position for the Wolverines.
Talk about a think fast sort of play. We didn't expect it to go as a squib middle at all, but they were definitely alert, the players on the Wolverines, and it was just a great last minute play there. And now it leaves us with great field position and a potential win here.
All the Wolverines would need now is a field goal to take the lead. They have 5 minutes left in the game, so they could run the clock out and then go with Javin Rice, or they can go for the score.
Yeah, and one thing that I know the Wolverines would love to go for, they will not settle, in my opinion, if they had the chance and they still have some time left for a field goal. And worst case scenario, as you can see, we have a great running game.
Danny
Just got to
Esteban
the
again.
50.
Danny
But yeah,
Esteban.
they'll definitely push if they have a chance. 5 minutes and 33 seconds left on the clock, and it has just become a nail-biting, very exciting game for both sides, not knowing what's going to happen. Defense on the Stallion is ready, however, they are worn out. You can tell a lot of them heavily breathing, and I don't blame them. It got pretty hot out there, and they've been in those pads for a while, and they deserve the credit for what they've done so far, forcing fumbles, getting some great plays.
And now the Wolverines are going to
There's a snap. It's a handoff. Number 21 gets through. Oof. And that's a hit to his head. Wow. And he is all right. That was a hard hit to his head.
He's a solid runner, running up the middle. Breaking would have been a pretty heavy hit, and he spins out of it and gets the extra 5 yards, converting it for a first down. And that'll move the chain to the Wolverines.
I mean, talk about reading the field great. I mean, he got a spin move in the beginning, and that's what really set him for a straight path, and he was able to blast through to get about an extra 2 yards, which was pretty impressive. Number 1, Don Chaney is back out, lining up for the snap.
Now the Wolverines are going to let the clock go a little bit here. Not going to risk it with a pass, at least not now. Make sure they run some time off the clock, and going to try to run it heavy. Once again.
Ooh, wow, that's a hard hit, and he will gain a yard, if anything.
Brandon Moses on the tackle. He did have that touchdown earlier in the game, which set up the Stallions for the tie. And he plays linebacker too, so obviously there you can see he delivers a big hit on Danny Esteban.
Number 51 for the Stallions is running out. Number 51 for the Stallions is Chris Megan, and he's had a couple of great tackles. He's definitely been a big part of the defense. You have to give the Stallions credit. They have some big guys on their team, and as many hard hitters as we have, they can double it pretty well. Number 24 just seems to be on the ready. I need to keep on mentioning him. Marcel Quintz. He's just doing amazing, really alert. And wow.
It's going to be a...
Chaney is just laying flat, and then he got up. Good thing he's not injured and he's walking.
The play was stuffed right from the beginning. Didn't go for any yardage. And that's going to bring up third down for the Wolverines as they look to put some points on the board.
Now, you never know what's going to happen. We did see in a practice situation, it's key that you guys know this. Number 85, the kicker, Javin Rice for the Wolverines, was kicking from that exact spot, and he did score 3 times. It was quite an amazing sight watching him practice. If necessary, they could go out on a limb here, no pun intended, and possibly get a great field goal that could put them in a great position to win this. But third down, I mean, it's a stressful situation for a coach with the time that's left, the score, and this is a tough team. It's not, you can't take any place for granted here. It's been a really tough game, and the Wolverines were prevailing at first. They did very well. However, the Stallions never were too far back or never too far behind, and they were always able to keep up. And now it's down to the wire here, 27-27. Third down, fourth quarter, 3 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game.
And the teams are both taking a water break here. Javin Rice has been pretty spot on throughout his career as a kicker. He hasn't really missed much, but he did miss one in this game from not too far out, something he's made in the past. And as my partner Ben was saying, he's made kicks all the way from the 50-yard line, 45-yard line, so he can definitely make it here. However, with the stress of this game, it might not go in, but we do know that he has the potential to kick it through the uprights.
Yeah, so it seems that they're not going to line up for a kick. They are going to go for it. And
It was third down still, so let's see what they do. Javin Rice is practicing kicking on the sideline, so they are warming him up just in case. And let's see what the Wolverines are going to do here. 3rd and 10. Motion to the back of Ethan Ramirez to the left side. Throws it to Ethan.
it's an outside pass.
It's a double pass. And
Oh!
close but no cigar. Ethan Ramirez throws it to Don Cheney on a double pass, but it goes right through Cheney's hands, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And it looks like the Wolverines are going to punt it. That was a close one.
Sure was. I mean, you can't blame Cheney. He's had a great game. It was a little bit unfortunate seeing as he couldn't catch that, but you know what? He's had his fair share of touchdowns and plays, and you know what? We got to give him credit for that. So
Javin Rice is going to be punting it to the Stallions. Score is still 27-27 with 3 minutes left in the game.
I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a nail biter, whether you're watching on the live stream or from here or from the press box. I mean,
And
ooh,
the kick's going
that's
to take
gonna
some good
bounce,
bounces.
bounce, and it's right there. They get it at the 1.
Perfect punt from Javin Rice. Lands right in the Wolverines' bread basket. They're going to be looking for some rushes now on the quarterback. Try to get that safety and put him over the edge and make this a 2-point lead for the Wolverines.
I mean, what an excellent punt. Talk about getting a great position as a defense on the 1. They can get a potential safety here. They can knock him back in. I mean, and a safety would be a winner here, ladies and gentlemen, because there's only 2 minutes and 54 seconds left. So a safety is a possibility. A nice fumble in the end zone would be great. You never know.
Let's see what the Wolverines are going to do here. They got to be careful they don't go deep because they could get him if they decide to do so. However, you should be expecting a couple Wolverines to rush the quarterback.
Smalls look like he's setting up for a run. He definitely does look like he's ready to receive a handoff.
The pass.
Oh!
Almost hit.
Oh!
Nate Payne, the receiver.
Interception right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they're gonna call it an incomplete pass.
Oof.
It was too low. However, great effort from Nate Payne diving, almost making the interception. There was some pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to throw, almost leading to a Wolverine interception.
And as you can see, exactly what I said, the quarterback, John Dunmore, got very nervous there, almost got a safety, was barely able to get it out, and he's lucky that was a dead ball before the player could get his hands on it. Oh boy, Smalls, it's a safety! It's a safety!
Wolverines have taken the lead with the safety. The Wolverine defense comes out on top. And the referees haven't said their decision yet. Looks like they're going to call it on the 1. Haven't gotten the safety signal yet from the officials.
You would think that was a safety, seeing as every limb of that player was in.
But they're going to be just outside the goal line, inches away from a safety. Looks like the officials aren't
That
going
was
to
an
give it to the
exciting
Wolverines.
play, guys.
Wolverines got to play safe here. Try to get some pressure on the offense, but don't give up a big play. 3rd down for the Stallions. 4 receivers
There's
out.
the snap. It's a scramble. He's out. Oh, boy, and he's out. Oh, he jumps over, but they're able to hit him out. Oh, boy, that was a little bit of a disappointing play there. John Moore is able to get them out of that real big scare for the team. He's able to prevail. As we know, John Moore has done great on scrambles, and he just proved it there with a possible game-saving situation.
Yeah, he just managed to find an open hole and take it to the outside, leaping over one of the Wolverine defenders and putting the Stallions back in this game. bringing up first down for them deep in their own territory.
2 minutes and 27 seconds left in this game. Oh, Smalls is out. Ooh, finally they get him down. Smalls is a powerful player, guys. I mean, you can't discount him. He has blasted through, he has ran through, he has juked at everyone, and he usually doesn't stop on his first or second hit. It's usually his third or on a dog pile. I mean, he's just an unstoppable player.
And it's going to bring up second down for the Stallions. They're short a couple inches, and both teams will now take a water break with only 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game. 2-minute warning pending.
And if you think about it, let's look at Dallas Smalls for a second while there's a water break or timeout, okay? Dallas Smalls is not your typical, like, amazing running back. He is an amazing running back, but he's not the kind of thing you would think. He's a junior on a varsity team. He's not massive. He's 5'9". He's 185 pounds. And there's a snap. There's a pass to number 3. Number 3, ooh, they get him by his legs, which is great.
Laster on the reception, and it is going to go for about 3 yards, and bring up second down for the Stallions.
Don is on the bench right now. If they get back on offense, I can assure you Don will be there. There's a scramble. Nope. And they finally get him down at the 40 correction.
Robert Martinez with the hit, stopping him from what could have been a potential touchdown. He had an open lane after Rob.
Okay, guys, this could not be more stressful. 1 minute and 24 left. They are using their timeouts to the max here. And, wow, they still have 60 yards to go, but, ooh!
Almost.
No! Wow, he's just going through everyone. There we go. They dogpile him to finally get him down. That was number 3, in case you were wondering. Jamari Laster. We've seen some big plays from him every time they put him out. And he's just completely unstoppable, and you cannot discount him either. I mean, they've got an amazing offense here.
Yeah, he avoided a loss there. He bounced away from one of the defenders and bounced it back to the other side, getting a positive gain of yards. Unfortunately, didn't go for a large amount, but he did, however, avoid getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
There's a water break going on. Remember, this game is brought to you by Max Value Insurance. You can call or click today to get your free quote and see if they can save you money on insurance. Back to the game, there's still a water break going on there on the 46. They're on the 43. The teams are lined up at the 46 with their water break. So, guys, looking at statistics here, we can see that Dallas Smalls is probably the MVP on the other team. I mean, he's just blasted through. We've had Don Chaney Jr., who is completely unstoppable on our team. And seeing as the fact that he's on the bench right now, I can assure you he would probably scored a touchdown in this time. There is 1 minute and 9 seconds left, guys. This is crazy.
Wolverine defense has to stop them here, keep them out of field goal range, and push this game into overtime if they want any chance of winning this
Number
game.
1, it's a handoff to Smalls. Smalls is going to get taken down right away after a 1-yard gain. They're being very cautious with Smalls. They're looking after him because they know that one wrong move on Smalls, and that's game over for the Wolverines if Smalls gets a lane.
There's 15 seconds left in the game. They're going to pass. Pressured. Flag on the play. Josh Dunmore.
Dunmore is going to get brought down with
It's a flag on
the play.
It was by the line of scrimmage, so let's see if it's going to be a holding on the offense. It's going to be a holding on the offense. That'll move the Stallions back, and time is still ticking. This game's getting closer and closer. Wolverines holding on.
Guys, if this goes into overtime, I don't know if you have ever heard me go into play-by-play, but I'm just going to say right now, if we go into overtime, it's going to be like I drank 20 Red Bulls, guys. I'm going to be pumped if we go into overtime. This is going to be an interesting game, guys.
Very
I'm
good
telling
game.
you.
Both teams have been playing very well. Both teams have made their mistakes, but this game's not over yet.
Oh, he's trying to run.
Get him.
Oof, they almost got his leg there. Finally throws it, and it's a pass deflect. Oh wait, was it?
Yeah, that was good coverage from Nate Payne,
Dunmore's pass is complete.
Oh,
but it goes for a completion.
Pressure applied by Mark Trapp.
now guys, this is the kind of game that if there was such thing as high school fantasy football, you would want to have players from both of these teams, and I mean, I'm telling you, they would have put up massive points.
So now they're back at their original starting point. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 10 for the Stallions. Let's see what they have in store for the
There's a
Wolverines.
snap. Number 1
Throws
fires
deep.
it up. Number 5. Oh boy, and it's an
Andy
incomplete
Mazza.
pass.
Andy Mazza with the coverage. Pass deflected. The Wolverines hold on, and this game is going to go into overtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, what did I tell you? Overtime. That means we are in for a great game.
Some perfect pass coverage by Andy Mazza. Saw the ball going up, looked it in, and managed to hit the ball away.
All right, guys, overtime, and what happens in overtime is you're gonna.
Looks like there isn't going to be any overtime according to the...
There is
Wait,
overtime.
there is. We have received confirmation that there will in fact be overtime.
All right, guys, that's good. That's good. I was a little bit disappointed if there wasn't an overtime.
And that's going to give the Wolverines
Oh
a one more
boy,
shot,
and if you look at the senior section, you can see Johnson & Johnson baby powder.
flying through the air. They're having a great time. Excited for the Wolverines.
All right,
And,
guys,
we are too.
we sure are. Did it just get hotter in here? I mean, there's no AC in this press box.
Okay. Looks like seniors still going crazy. A lot of talcum powder in the air. That's not good. Definitely interesting choice of celebration for the seniors.
Wow. Oh, there's talcum powder in people's eyes. Oh, and it's on the speaker now, guys. No bueno.
I was out on the I was out with the seniors during the halftime show, and talcum powder has messed up the speakers, so that's gonna be a problem. And the team is now huddling. I have Coach Eddie gonna have a word with the team, gonna hype them up. This is tense. Let's see what they're gonna do.
You know, a great thing to do, DQ, if you're listening to this, you should be in that huddle right now and say, "Are you fired up?"
He would get this crowd going, and definitely the players too. This is Coach Eddie's first official game, and it's going into overtime.
This is a crazy first game. I mean,
Gonna
if
be-
they prevail through this, I mean, regardless if they win or not, I'm going to say it right now. This has been an excellent game.
Yep.
No matter what you say.
Both teams have been battling it out since the beginning, and now we're gonna have some more time to see who's gonna come out on top.
Yep. Oh,
And let's see who's gonna get the ball first on the kickoff.
now if there's one thing I'm going to say right now, it's Our Lady of Belen, pray for us.
We
Oh
need
boy.
Wolverines are gonna need all the help they can get right now if they want to hold off this Stallion team.
You have your quarterback, number 9, Santiago Vengas, getting ready to fire a pass at any moment.
All right, let's see. Both number 9s from each team, Winston Hill and Santiago Venegas, going out for the toss.
Winston Hill is number 9 on the opposing team.
And we're gonna see there was no clock in overtime. Just gonna see the game will end whenever a team scores, and looks like the Stallions have won the toss. Let's see who's gonna kick off or not. But yes, there will be no clock during overtime. It'll be the first one to score a touchdown. However, if the team that opens up the overtime with a field goal, it will then be given to the other team for a chance to score a touchdown and take the win. So let's see what happens.
Guys, this is crazy. It really is. And it is pretty much sudden death, guys, so get ready for a fight.
Wolverines
Wolverines will have it
are
first.
gonna have it first. They're gonna get a chance to win right here, right now.
10-yard line on the north end zone.
Wolverine offense has to get pumped right now. Coach is giving him a little pep talk. I don't blame them. Javin Rice getting ready for some kicks, just in case worst comes to worst. We need to go. on the 10-yard line.
Wow.
So this is where it counts. Don Chaney in the backfield. You know it's going to go to him. Here we go.
Come on, Don.
Handoff. Don Chaney
It's the Don.
to the outside.
Don powers through.
Fighting through for those extra yards. Helmet on the floor.
Wow, helmets are off. Number 24 getting a little bit violent there.
And
24, I've been shouting you out, but don't don't mess it up here. You've had a great game.
Okay, Rafael Ruiz coming out after his helmet came off. Now the offense, Ethan Ramirez goes in. He's had some nice carries this game. And it's going to bring up second down for the Wolverines. Would like to see a passing play here, but let's see what Coach Delgado wants to do here. Nate Payne out wide, a lone receiver. Let's see what we got going on. Motion, Don Chaney to the right side. Hand out to Don Chaney to the outside. He's running.
Don,
He has some room.
Don,
He's running.
Don
End zone
gets it
touchdown!
in!
The Wolverines have scored a touchdown.
And they win the game!
Wolverines win their season opener against the...
They have not won. We have received word that they have not won. Oh, but that was...
They have a chance to match. So they will get their second chance. The Stallion offense. Okay, here comes the field goal from Javin Rice. This is going to improve their lead, and the Stallions still have to go and convert if they want to win. And through the uprights, the kick is good. Now it all hangs in the balance of the Wolverine defense.
Oh boy, guys. I cannot tell you how stressful this is.
Your score is now Belen 34.
Belen 34, Stallions 27, guys.
Will have 4 chances to score a touchdown.
The Stallions will have 4 chances to score a touchdown in case you didn't
4
hear
downs.
that. Or 4 downs, sorry.
And on goes the Wolverine defense, who's played a pretty solid game thus far. With a fumble recovery and an interception. Defenses look pretty good out there. And now the Stallion offense comes out. And it's a handoff to Dallas Small.
Boy, Smalls is down. That's their first chance.
Number 17, Miss Castaño and Robert Martinez with the tackle, stopping Dallas Small for a short gain. Second down now.
Oh boy. Smalls is out. Number 6 is in. Number 6 is Brandon Moses. We saw a big play from him earlier. A 15-yard gain,
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
He's a big back. And it's a passing
It's
play.
a pass. It's out.
Oh.
Oh, that's going to be called.
Great coverage from Andy Mazza.
No
Andy Mazza
flag.
manages to turn his head around, puts his hand in the air, and the pass is broken up. Great coverage by Andy Mazza.
You would think that would be passer interference.
Luckily, he turned his head and played the ball perfectly.
Wow, great play there.
And there's an injured Wolverine. Looks like Andy Mazza might be injured on the sideline.
Oh boy, this is not good, ladies and gentlemen.
He's played a pretty solid game today. It would be a shame to see him go down. He did have an ACL tear early in his football career that sidelined him for an entire season. His freshman year of football. And it'd be a shame to see him go down today in the season opener.
Oh boy, guys. He looks like, he's trying to lift himself up, but they're moving him away.
Yeah, they moved him away from the end zone, so now he will no longer be in the way. Now they put Don Chaney out at cornerback, and now Don Chaney is a fast guy. He can play all positions if he wanted to, except for the O-line, of course. But they use him at corner, they use him at running back, they use him everywhere. And let's see if he come up with a big play right now.
We could see anything right now, ladies and gentlemen. We could see a pass, most likely, or we could see a run. And we know that Smalls has the ability to make a huge play if he has to.
And it's going to be third down for the Stallions. 2 more chances to go for them. Wolverine defense has to stay strong.
Oh boy, guys, this is insane.
See what the and here they go. Third down.
Third down. There's a snap. It's gonna. Oh, it's a scramble. It's a throw. Oh boy, and it's a touchdown, and they will score a touchdown.
And if the field goal is missed, the Wolverines will still have the lead.
All right, we were able to block a game-saving field goal earlier. Let's see if we can do it again, Wolverines. Wow.
Almost looked like he was going to take the ball in himself, but he found an open man in the end zone, and they ended up scoring on that play. So now the kicking team will most likely come out, or they can go for two here and take the game.
Oh boy, guys, this is insane. Wow.
And it appears they're going to try to end it. They're going to go for two.
Now,
The personnel on the field say they're going to go for two.
so it's either a win or loss for them right now, guys. And
They must hold. If they don't convert, the Wolverines win. This is a must-defend situation for the Wolverines. It all hangs on this.
I don't know if you guys can hear that through the mic, but these seniors and the fans are going crazy. And if I was down there, I can assure you I'd be one of those stomping and screaming. This is a very energetic game, guys. Timeout Wolverines has just been called. I would call a timeout too.
Let's see what
Yeah, guys.
Coach Eddie's going to tell the defense. Unexpected for him to go for two, but I can see where they're coming from. Want to end this game now. So if they do manage to score the field goal, this game would go on continuously until one team fails to score.
It would, because you already know that one of them is going to score, guys. I mean, they are tremendous teams. And wow, I mean, what a great season opener. We haven't discussed this, guys, but if there is a more amazing way to start a season, please tell me, because I think this has set the example for one of the most energetic season openers ever for the Wolverines.
And here we go.
All right, guys, here we go.
It's all on this. The Wolverines have to stop the Stallions.
Don't save any energy. Let it all out right
Everyone's
now.
going crazy. Tension through all the players right now.
Oh, boy. There's a snap. There's a snap. He's going to run it.
Oh, the Wolverines win the
And the
game!
Wolverines have won the game, ladies and gentlemen.
On a field, on a pass incomplete. Their quarterback, Dunmore, throws it, almost intercepted, and the game is over. The Wolverines have won their first game of the season.
And what a great win for Coach Eddie Delgado.
A nail
Wow.
biter. Wow, impressive win. All players played perfectly. There were some mistakes, but overall, great performance by the Wolverines.
Wow, guys.
And the game is over, folks. Wolverines are now 1-0 on the season. Coach Eddie Delgado's
It's not close enough.
first
I can't see.
official win.
Wolverine fans, we have just witnessed a phenomenal opening season game. This season
Great win.
promises to be action-packed and exciting. Please come out and support your Wolverines like you did today.
Well,
Congratulations to the Stallions of
with
Delaware
that,
Beach American Heritage.
that's all here. That's all from De La Cruz Stadium. Wolverines win. I'm
Thank-
Al Rodriguez.
Thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Raul, what is your opinion on this game? What was going through your head on that last play?
Definitely a great game from the Wolverines and the Stallions. Unfortunately for the Stallions, they couldn't convert on that two-point conversion. They did play a great game, however. They did have some powerful runs. Dallas Smalls contributing largely to their game, as well as their quarterback, Josh Dunmore, having a great game. But however, the Wolverines made more plays, and they capitalized on their decisions better. They had an interception and a fumble, and almost another interception to end the game right there. And it's just been a great game played by the Wolverines. Definitely a nail-biter and a great season opener for this year.
Very proud of my Wolverines, guys. And you know what? I gotta be honest. I am very proud of the way that the Stallions played today. They played an incredible game, as my partner Earl just said. And you know what? Don't ever count out a team like that. And I look forward to big things from both teams. And as you can see, the seniors have already stormed the field and are throwing more talcum powder. This time they can ruin the field, not the speakers. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. And that'll be the end of this game. Remember to join us next time for our home game against Gulliver. Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Bye bye.